Lin Xiaoqing rubbed her sour eyes and walked away from the second-hand market, holding the old game helmet tightly in her hand. The helmet's shell was scratched, like a warrior who had been adventures countless times. The seller promised that this was a genuine, fantasy yuan, specialty, only sold for 500 pieces. For her, this was half a month of part-time job. The dormitory lights were dim and the air was filled with the smell of noodles. She put her helmet on the desk and took a deep breath. Xiqing, did you really buy it? This thing looks like an antique. Yu Yan poked her head out from the top, her long hair was loose, like a casual ink painting. She is Xiaoqing's roommate and party member, and she is always so entertaining, and even the days of a poor college student seem to be acting in a youth drama. Xiaoqing smiled bitterly and knocked on her helmet. It's not stronger than anything else, right? The fantasy yuan is now a national trend. I heard that novices can get the prize in the top 10 of the rankings, and it's been sold for a month at my family. My dad. I don't want to worry about them anymore. She remembered her home when she was a child, a small rental house, and her father's coughing sound always blew at night. Games are not only entertainment, but also a way out. In this near future, VR helmets connect to the brain and blend virtually, and the player's global rankings directly affect their real wealth and status. Who doesn't want to go backwards overnight? Yu Yan turned over and looked closer. I checked that this helmet is an old model, but there is a news that some second-hand goods have hidden functions. Remember? A player in the online forum said that occasionally you will connect to the hidden map, and the treasures there can make you fly. However, novices should not be too hard, and they hear that the pain in the game is 50%, and falling down is as painful as it is. She blinked and passed a bottle of coal. Come on, I'll wait for you to find a fortune. As the sun is a little clear, a warm current flows in my heart. This is always the case with Yu Yan, who is in trouble and encourages him when he is in trouble. She put on her helmet and closed her eyes and recited the connection commands silently. The world was twisting in an instant, and a low buzzing sounded around his ears, like the feeling of diving into the deep sea. The field lights up, and the welcome interface of fantasy element appears. The vast virtual world, the floating island is hidden in the clouds, and the roaring giants from afar are coming. The air has the moisture of soil and the fragrance of wild flowers. This is the charm of VR. The brain directly simulates the senses, making you unable to tell the difference between dreams and truth. She chose the novice village and was born in the role of a neat drama girl. She only had a short drama with raw lenses in the initial installation. The entrance of the village was extremely popular, and players formed a group of teams showing off their bright armor. Hey, novice girls, are you here to fight wild monsters? Our guild is short of cannon fodder. A powerful warrior player walked over and was full of language. Xiaoqing slammed her head in awkwardly. She was not familiar with the basic operations. When she was trying to sweep the show, the character fell to the ground, which caused laughter around her. Ha, a Japonica. Still want to play, Fantasy Yuan? Go home to Hida. Another archer player mocked. His ID was Windler, and his level was 15, and he looked experienced. Xiaoqing's face turned red, and her heart seemed to be pricked. In fact, she is the kind of low-key student, and she can't escape the life of being trampled in the game. She gritted her teeth and stood up, and decided to go to the outside of the village to train first. The laughter was still rumbling around her ears, as harsh as summer geese. Outside the village is a dense forest, with sunlight passing through the spots of light and shadow under the leaves, and feet stepping on the leaves and appearing crisp. Xiaoqing walked forward carefully and tried to kill a low-level hare. The blade has been drawn over the air and only rubs the rabbit's fur. It's wrong. The rabbit rebelled, her character staggered and HP lost a piece. The pain came, like a slight injury, reminding her that this was not a disaster. Don't die, why is it so difficult? She murmured, feeling inferior in her heart. Sure enough, I am just a loser and I can't even play games well. At this moment, the light suddenly flashed. A shaped golden light appeared, like a mobile phone's AR filter, which was added to a huge rock deep in the forest. There are fine cracks on the surface of the stone, which ordinary players cannot see, but Xiaoqing's vision automatic mark, hidden map entrance, Shadow's secret realm. Danger level, medium. Estimated bonus, rare equipment. She was stunned. What was this? A bug in the helmet? Or is it the hidden function of Yuyan? Her heartbeats accelerated, and she tried to approach, and the sightseeing field automatically showed the way. Avoid the vine trap on the left and linger the glowing mushroom. Wait, is this true? Xiaoqing said in a low voice, and was overwhelmed with fear. She followed Guangming's guidance and easily flashed through a hidden poisonous ivy net. Those vines twisted like live snakes, and were avoided by her side with their touch. The air is filled with the damp moss smell, and a low wind spreads away. Pushing the huge rock opens, the entrance opens, and a blue door swallows her. The world changes. Here is the secret realm of shadows, a dark cave, and the walls are filled with glowing vines, and the air is thrilling, like the mist of an autumn night. The secret realm is full of traps, but the Golden Finger's vision is as accurate as navigation. 10 meters ahead, the ground thorn trap, jump to avoid it. Xiaoqing did as she did, walking over slowly, and when she landed, she felt happy. This felt so good. She was as clumsy as before, and she was like a natural explorer. Deep, a flash treasure box is reflected in the eyes, and the visual marking is, rare equipment, shadow cloak. Effect, hidden for 30 seconds, cool for 5 minutes, increase the diving speed by 20%. She opened the box, put on her cloak, and the fabric was as smooth as a silk thread, instantly blending into the surrounding shadows. The crisis was transferred, and at this moment, she turned from a cabbage into a hidden key. I have passed by myself, so, I can do it too. In the secret realm, a small boss guarded the exit, Shadow Wolf King, a black wolf with a large body shape, with eyes as flashing as red gems, and its claws scraped out metal friction sounds. It roared and rolled. Xiaoqing instinctively retreated, but the cloak was activated and her figure disappeared into the air. The Wolf King sniffed in confusion, breathing hot and swaying. It was sunny and rolled to the side wings, and the heartbeat was like a drum, and the short sword pierced into its soft ribs. A puff sound, blood sprayed, and the pain caused her to brow, but the HP strip fell violently. The Wolf King furiously fought back. She shook her way, her cloak was so cold that she could hardly hide herself, and grabbed the hollow and sealed her throat. Boss fell to the ground, and the system prompted the response, kill the Shadow Wolf King and get 5,000 points. Ranking update, number 8 in the beginner list. The door of light opened, she quit the secret realm and returned to the forest. In the field, the ranking list appears, from 0 to the top 10, and the bonus gold coins were minted. At the entrance of the village, the players who laughed at her were still chatting. Hey, where is that cabbage girl? I guess she was instantly killed by the wild monster. Fengxing laughed. Xiaoqing approached, and her cloak was lifted. She raised her chin and said, "Who said it? Look at the novice list." She shared the screenshot, and the Wind Walker widened her eyes. This is impossible. How did you do it? Players around came up and argued, hidden map. Awesome, the newcomer king. Mockery turned into admiration, Xiaoqing's haze dissipated, and inferiority turned into newborn confidence. It turned out that the opportunity was for those who were ready. Exit the game, take off your helmet, and the dormitory lights remain. Yu Yan came over and said, "How is it?" "I was on the list on the first day." "Say it." Xiaoqing smiled and described the process. Yu Yan's eyes lit up. "I just said that this helmet has a cat. Continue digging, and heard that deep-level connections can unlock more." "Xiaoqing, you can." Xiaoqing pointed at the head, looked at the night outside the window, thinking, this is just the beginning, I want to climb to the top to change everything. The wind in the deep forest seemed to be still in the years, indicating a bigger adventure. Xiaoqing opened the dormitory door, and the night wind blew the fragrance of osmanthus flowers in the campus and came over her face, unable to blow away the excitement in her brain. Yesterday's experience was like a dream, and the shadow cape was still hanging in her game backpack, and the 8th place in the rankings kept her sleepless all night. Yu Yan pulled her to chat until midnight last night and shared some sporadic hidden map messages on the internet, but Xiaoqing knew in her heart that it was no coincidence that this golden finger vision was never a coincidence. She touched the helmet on the desk and took a deep breath. Today, continue digging. Put on the helmet, the buzzing sound rose again, and the world was slanted. She chose to send the secret entrance of the return of the movie directly, and the huge rock stood quietly beside the forest, mossy and soft, touching like a silk. Xiaoqing activates the cloak, blends in the shadows, and slips into the door of light. The interior of the secret realm is more lush than last night, with gray fog spreading, and the slightest sound of shattered slap on the gravel. The air is filled with the smell of rotten earth, like the breath of an old cellar. The golden finger's vision lit up, and a translucent map was added, the first level of the secret realm of shadow, the palace of the ghost movie. 15% have been explored, unknown area tags, southeast channel, potential resource points. She guided her forward along the field, and the luminous vines on the wall meandered like a scattered green light, reflecting her neat swordsman figure. The passage is narrow, and occasionally water droplets fall from the top, hitting the shoulder and feeling biting. Xiaoqing thought to herself that this place was just a clean last night, and now it is deeper, and it feels like it is penetrated into the inner wall of a giant beast. After turning a blow, she heard a low gurgle sound. A group of low-level monsters stormed, shadow rats, more than a dozen black shadow creatures with fists. Their eyes were red like blood beads, and their claws were scraping sharply. They formed a group of teams, with a slightly larger body, with spines on their backs, as if they were wearing thorn armor. Oh! Xiaoqing lowered her words, instinctively retreating, but her footsteps were amazed by them. The group of shadow rats rushed over like a tide, sharp teeth flashing in the mist, and smelly smells in the air. She swept the siege, and the first mouse came up, and her paws rolled over her arms. The pain spread like fire, and HP dropped 10%. Xiaoqing gritted her teeth and fought back. She hit the slash, but there were too many rat groups. She was forced to the corner of the wall, and sweat slid down the head. She was sweating too, and this VR was too real. Don't panic, find a way to escape. She ran away alone. She activated her cloak and tried to slip away, but the head-on shadow mouse smelled the sensitive spear, roared, and the thorn shot out, shattering her hidden body. Just as she was breathing, a silver light flashed through the eyes of the head rat. The monsters were in a mess, and a crisp female voice came from the fog. Newbie? Don't be stunned, and the crack on the left is a weak spot. Xiaoqing turned around and saw an archer player wearing light armor, with long hair flying in the green light from the side wall. Her ID is Lin Xiaoqing, and the level display is 28, and the movement flows smoothly. Lu Yuding, Xiaoqing Ming Zhongqian Yan mentioned the list of experienced players mentioned last night. This person's name sounds familiar. The shadow rats turned to a new target. Lu Yuding pulled her bow and shot. 3 arrows shot, killing the 2 mice, and the sound of the arrow tail cried over. Xiaoqing seized the opportunity, swept the ball for a short time, and killed a rat that was approaching. They were back to back. Lu Yuding said, "You are very good at running around and meet me. This group of shadow rats is common in the first level. You have strong smells, don't fight hard. Remember, the secret exploration style is reading environment, looking at the vines on the wall. Their shadows will indicate the monster path. Your cloak is good, but it depends on foot when it is cold." Xiaoqing was panting and pointed, "Thank you. My name is Xiaoqing, a novice. I just discovered this place." She followed Lu Yuding's guidance and automatically added her suggestions in the field. Optimized route, go over the thorn area and use vines to move to predict the movement of the rat group. The two of them cooperated tacitly. Lu Yuding's arrows were pressed by the rain, and Xiaoqing was close to him and replenished his knife. The monster group gradually became sparse, and the leader of the mouse was injured and fled, leaving behind a beach of black blood, with a pungent smell. At the end of the battle, Xiaoqing's HP was only 60%, but she felt a sense of accomplishment, no longer the blind bumping energy of last night. Lu Yuting closed her bow and wiped her virtual sweat. It's good to react, it's rare in the birds. How did you enter the secret realm of shadow? This entrance is hidden deep, and most people have to organize guilds to touch it. She approached, her eyes narrowed, as if she was looking at a strange treasure. Xiaoqing hesitated, without lifting her golden fingers, and said, "You're so fashionable, you're a second-hand helmet." "Sister, are you Lu Yuting? I heard you are the great explorer." Lu Yuting laughed, her voice cheerfully as clear as a summer spring. "Haha, I've been awarded. I've been playing this game for 3 years and have been digging hidden maps. Come and teach you basic skills. First, don't get straight lines. The secret realm is like a maze, with always circles. Use stones to rush away to attract monsters. Second, the resource points are often hidden in the nothing place. Look at the walls there, the vines are crooked, and there are 80% hidden squares." She said on the side, knocking on the walls lightly, and a small groove was opened, with several low-level crystal stones inside. Xiaoqing's eyes lit up, and the visual tag kept up. Hidden resource points are confirmed. That's amazing. Then let's continue. Xiaoqing said excitedly, following Lu Yuting into the southeastern passage. The air was even more refreshing, and the wind blew from the cracks, scattering the echoes from the distance, like ghostly words. Lu Yuting shared more. "You are the new leader in the ranking list. Number 8, it's a bad thing. But don't worry, there are bosses in the hidden map, and you can just take risks. Add a friend, team up another day." Xiaoqing agreed happily, and her heart was warm. There were also valuables in the game, which reminded her of the real loneliness. As the channel is as close as possible, a golden light appears, and the golden fingers look at the field of light. Hidden treasure box, needs to be opened. Tip, vines are in sequence. Xiaoqing's low voice was explained to Lu Yuting, and the two cooperated. Lu Yuting shot many vines, Xiaoqing pulled 3 luminous vines in the order of the visual field, and the wall opened. The treasure box appears, and the ancient wooden box is carved with wind patterns, which produces a low buzz when it opens. There is a yellow skill book lying inside. Speed step, active skill, improve the movement speed by 50%, lasting for 10 seconds, and cooling for 1 minute. Learning requirements, level 5 or above. Xiaoqing's hands trembled and clicked to learn, and the skills were injected into her body, like a clear wind rushing into her veins, and her feet were filled with light. This speed skill is perfect. Lu Yuting said angrily, "You are so excited that this book sells tens of thousands of coins on the black market." Before the sound was finished, the terrain was swept. The leader Shadow Rat actually summoned the aid troops, and a large group of monsters rushed from behind. The thorns shot out like rain, hitting the wall and slamming them into the wall. Lu Yuting pulled the bow. "It's bad, it's the Rat King who summoned me. Run quickly, I'll stop." Xiaoqing's heart beat faster, and the monsters were like a black tide, with a fishy nose. She activated her storm, her feet instantly as if they were windy, her shadow stretched, and she easily flashed through the thorn network. The original passive escape now turned into an active roaming. She went to the side wing to see the weakness of the Rat King, the soft meat behind the back. "Come on!" Xiaoqing shouted, and the short sword wrapped around and stabbed out, and he slapped the Rat King's throat. The blood fog exploded, and the pain made her brows look repulsive, but the pleasure was like electric current. The rat group collapsed, and the system prompted the response: kill the shadow rat group and get a score of 8,000. Kill the Rat King, with an additional bonus of 3,000. Ranking update, number 3 in the novice list, top 500 points in the entire server. Lu Yuting was killed from behind and killed the enemy. The two laughed at each other. "Girl, you can just open your hair at this speed. From escaping to killing, it's so fast." Xiaoqing gasped, and her heart was determined. It was no longer the ridiculed bird, she could take the initiative to attack and reverse the game. Lu Yuting patted her shoulder. "When you rest, the secret realm exit is not far away. Remember, exploring is tiring, don't waste too much. Add friends, the rain falls in the city, call me at any time. Her figure faded and left. Xiaoqing walked forward alone, and the fog in the secret realm seemed to be lighter, and his footsteps were filled with new power. Exit the game, take off your helmet, and the dormitory clock points to 2 o'clock in the morning. The phone vibrated, and the voice message of Yu Yan, Xiaoqing. Wake up, I dug up the source of the helmet. That cellar is a small carton, but the helmet sequence number is a test product for the old guild. I heard that there is a deep connection module that can unlock hidden channels. Be careful, not black technology. Xiaoqing felt nervous, and the mystery was as fog-like. What is hidden in this helmet? She clenched her fists and looked at the starry sky outside the window. No matter what, I want to dig it all and win everything. The sound from the depths of the passage seemed to be calling for a secret. Xiaoqing rubbed her sun acupoint and sat up from the bed. The air in the dormitory was hot, and the voice news of Yu Yan was still rumbling on her mobile phone. The news about the deep connection of the helmet was like a thorn, which made her feel distracted. Last night's battle was not dissipated, and the light feeling of fast pace seemed to be still walking under her feet, but she knew that relying on her luck and Lu Yuting's guidance was far away. The top 500 in the ranking list sounds good, but tens of thousands of players in the entire server are just uphill. Can't stop, she murmured, grabbing her helmet. Today, on the second floor. The buzzing birds are connected and the sight is bright. She sent it directly to the entrance of the Shadow Secret Realm. The huge rock was still tied and the green intention of the moss flashed in the morning light. Xiaoqing activates the cloak and slips into the door of light. The first level of the mystery was no longer astonished. She was familiar with her journey, her steps were light and fast, and her wind blew from the cracks, scattered around the far away, like ancient whispers. A new path was added to the Golden Finger Vision Snail, Secret Realm of Shadow, Forgetful. The entrance requires the rune stone to be activated, and the estimated bonus is God-level fragments. Danger, high. The passage is as close as the head, and a stone door full of runes stands loudly. The door is thick and the touch is rough as sandpaper. Xiaoqing followed the guidance of the vision and gently touched the 3 runes. Red, blue and green lights lit up one after another, and the door opened. The air instantly became ancient and dry, like entering a forgotten library, where the musty smell on the page mixed with metal sausage. The inside of the shore is a collapsed palace, with slanting columns and gravel on the ground. The sunlight casts a spotted shadow from the cracks on the top of the sky. Far away, there is about a clock that is low and leisurely, making people feel awe. She walked forward carefully and recorded the topic in front of her, the door of the leap. The shadows of the stone pillars need to be arranged against the sunlight. Xiaoqing was browsing and tried to push a stone pillar. The muscles were sore and the stone patterns were not moving. It takes a team to do it. She was stunned. She was originally a solo person and was alone in her habits, but last night Lu Yuting's help made her realize that the game was as real as it was, and a lone wolf could not do anything. Just as she was thinking hard, a quick sound of footsteps came from the side hall, accompanied by a crisp smile. Hey, who discovered this first? The runes are lit up, the weather is so good. Xiaoqing turned around and saw a helping player wearing a long robe of the robe, ID, Xinyan, level 25. She held a crystal scepter in her hand, with a flower crown on her head. Her smile was as bright as spring flowers, and her eyes were crescent. You are a new face. Xiaoqing, right? The black horse on the novice list. I have been following you for a long time. I am Xinyan, who is dedicated to playing games and has a lot of milk. Come on, will you team up? Xiaoqing was stunned for a moment, and automatically scanned the other party in vision, potential allies, high skills complementarity. She clicked and sent a team to invite him. Okay, I'm worried that someone can't solve this. Thank you, how did you come in? Xinyan received the invitation, and a green bulb covered the sunny one. The feeling of fatigue instantly faded, as comfortable as if she had soaked in a hot soup. Ha, I've tried a hierarchy with my guild friends and walked in and explored. They went to the main line, and I was crooked and wanted to find excitement. Where are you? I'm just on the second level, and I'm not a little bit. The two of them chatted and walked around. Xinyan's voice was lively and soft with a southern accent. I have been playing this game for a year. The most exciting thing for me is to be a meat shield, but I like to see the teammates' reversal. Your rapid pace was so loud that the videos were flooded last night. Come on, try my Vice bundle, to be able to be an enemy, and you will be matched with the close combat. Xiaoqing smiled, and the loneliness in her heart faded a little. Xinyan is not like those tall birds. She is grounded and demonstrates her skills. Vines emerge from the ground, twisting like a live rope, and the air is filled with the fresh smell of plants. The explanation begins. Xiaoqing pushes the stone pillar, Xi and Yan uses the help of the light to strengthen her power, and the stone head moves easily. The two of them cooperated tacitly. Xiaoqing pointed, the one on the left, the light beam. Xinyan pointed at the head, the staff was on the ground, and the green light blessed, push. 1, 2, 3. The stone pillar slid, the shadows were perfectly opposed, and the fortress in the center of the hall lit up golden light. Xiaoqing felt warm in her heart. It turns out that the team is not a burden, but a wing. When she was alone, she always felt dragging others down. Now, this tacit understanding made her feel the relaxed power of friendship for the first time. The fort opened, revealing a ladder leading to the deep hall, but the guardian appeared, the guardian spirit, a translucent spirit, with its wings as flash as crystal, 2 meters tall, its hands condensed the light blade, and the air was filled with buzzing vibration, like a swarm of bees whirling around its ears. It growled, if you enter, accept the test. The spirit came over and the light blade passed by, and the wind quickly avoided the wind, and the wind cried out, but was damaged by the waves, and the pain felt as sharp as electric shock. Xinyan, help! Xiaoqing shouted. Xinyan danced with her staff, hold on the shield. Vine of life. The green vines were sunny on the sloppy, like the second layer of skin, absorbing damage, and HP slowly recovered. Xiaoqing rushed forward and stabbed her with a short sword, but the spirit was flexible. With a flapping of wings, the wind blew her overturned her, and the gravel on the ground pierced into her back, making her touch thick. Do you die? It's too fast. Xiaoqing gasped, thinking that it was absolutely impossible to make a single choice. Xinyan shouted on her breasts, don't fight hard, use the environment. Look at the pillars there, I'll fix it, you cut the weak point, the root of the wings. She lit up the vines and scattered, and the green rose on the legs of the spirit like a snake, slamming the spirit, and the buzzing bird became fast. Xiaoqing grabbed the time, and quickly moved, and the shadow stretched. She leaned on the pillar to leverage the force, and the short sword stinged straight at the wings. With a puff sound, the light chips flew, as dazzling as broken glass. The spirit roared, and the backhand light blade swept over. Xinyan added a shield at the moment, and the green light suppressed the attack, and sparked 4 times. Switch my control. You output. Xinyan shouted, switching the skill, Phantom Fan Fog, the fog spreads to the palace, blurry vision, and the spirit movements are irritated. Xiaoqing felt the rhythm of the help, like a heartbeat synchronized. She walked around in circles, the blade pricked, and the the light bar fell violently. The spirit's wings broke and pierced, and Xiaoqing finally blocked her throat. It's over. The spirit exploded, and golden light shone everywhere. The system prompted the sound, kill the spirit to protect it, and you will get 15,000 points. Drop, Artifact Shard, Phantom Blade, top half. Ranking update, top 800 in all servers. Xinyan jumped up excitedly, wow. Artifact fragments, this energy is amazing. Look at the properties. Xiaoqing lifted the fragments, a piece of metal in a half-moon shape, touching the ice and frost, and the visual display, Phantom Blade, need to be equipped with the lower half. Effect, attack power plus 200%, add Phantom Gate, and generate clone attacks in the middle. She felt excited. Last night's Rat King War was still free, and now this thing, try it. The entrance to the deep hall opened, and a group of small spirits guarded the storm, with a mini version of the body shaped like a spirit, and the sound of buzzing sounds one after another. Xiaoqing activates the fragments, the short sword fusion, and the upper half of the blade is revealed. She rushed into the monster group, and a sword swept out, and the phantom clone emerged, like 3 sword shadows cutting vegetables in the birds. The little spirits burst into light, and the chopping was as smooth as drinking water. A pain? Almost no, the pleasure is like a tide. Ha, it's so fierce. You're so simple and invincible. Xinyan followed behind, her breasts kept up, and the two of them were chatting. Xiqing, it's a big deal to hide maps, but it's fun to have teammates, right? Next time I'll pull you into my team and dig for treasures. Xiqing was slightly lit up, and her heart was twisted like a tide, since before, she was afraid of relying on her, so she always wanted to prove herself. Now, this friendship power made her wake up. The team is not a weakness, but a ladder for growth. Just like the real word in the world, silently supporting. Just when it was so cool, there was a roar outside the hall. A group of players entered, and the ID, Ting Feng Y, was the first to be marked by the Ting Guild. They are up to 30 plus, and they are equipped with beautiful clothes. The leader's strong man shouted, "Who got the spirit boss? The resources are ours. Boys, let's get around." Ting Yi is Xia Ting's subordinate. The guild specializes in occupying the hidden points. He heard that Xia Ting himself is the top 10 tough guy. Xiaoqing was nervous. There were many people, and they could not withstand it even with the phantom blade. Xinyan said in a low voice, "Oh no, Ting Yan is a special person who is trying to beat the newcomer. Run, I'll delay." She let out a mist, and the fog was ripped off. The guild players cursed, "Do you die? Where is the fog? Chase!" Xiaoqing pulled Xinyan, blessed her with a quick step, and the two of them rushed to the side. Vision marked the escape route. Stay trail, use the collapsed wall to avoid chasing troops. The guild members were walking like thunder, and they shouted, "The female swordsman has artifact fragments, don't let her escape." Xiaoqing's brain was so smart that she deliberately broke out a fake crystal, which led to death, leading several people chasing over there. Someone got on the hook. The two people walked into the secret, and the wall was narrow and the dusty nose was sniffed. Xinyan gasped, "Your brain is moving fast." Ting Feng bullies others in a fight, and kick the iron boards sooner or later. Xiaoqing smiled, "You should breastfeed me too much, otherwise I will be hung up long ago." "Thank you, the Ting Guild. Be careful in the future." They rushed out, and the system prompted, "Escape to chase, an additional score of 2000. Ranking update, top 1000 in all servers." Xiaoqing looked at Xinyan with a calm look, "Thank you, sister. Next time we form a team, we will fight them with special attention." Exit the game, took off his helmet, and let out a long breath. Outside the dormitory window, the night was dark and the snoring sound was light. She touched her phone. New news. Lu Yuding's invitation. "Girl, have you heard that you have entered the 2nd level? Will you join the guild?" Xiaoqing smiled and replied, "Thinking about it. But I knew in my heart that Xinyan's appearance had transformed her from a solitary wolf into a stalker. Friendship, this thing is so real in the game." The sound of the storm seemed to be still rumbling away, telling a bigger storm. Xiaoqing opened the dormitory door, and the sunlight entered the room, illuminating the scattered course books and the scattered notebooks. Last night's invitation message was still spinning in her brain. She rubbed her eyes, grabbed her phone and snatched Tong Yuyan's number. Her roommate worked overtime last night's library and should be awake now. "Hey, Yan Yan, what's the case with your helmet? Is there a big pit in the depth connection I mentioned last night?" The yawn from the phone was filled with the bitter aroma of coffee. "Xiaoqing, it's so early." After digging for half a night, the forum and the black market chat records were all turned over. The Ting Chi Ting help at the middle entrance of the secret realm of shadow. They planned to use advanced seal props to block the road, so that the members of the guild could enter, and the solo players would kick it when they hit it. They said that it was to destroy the rare minerals, and the crystals there could upgrade the artifact fragments. The points you had brushed 2 days ago scared them and stared at you with your eyes. Xiaoqing's heart sank, and Ting Feng's pursuit and killing were still in his eyes, lying like a shadow. She tightened her phone, closed. What are they doing? Are the rules of the game fair competition? Yu Yan smiled lightly. Regulations? The Guild of Money has decided. Xia Ting is a real rich second generation, spending money to buy props. But I have a thread, there is a secret crack in the middle of the layer. The old players in the forum mentioned it, but ordinary people can't see it. Your golden finger may be able to traverse. Be careful, team up and I'll wait for good news. Shut off the phone, Xiaoqing took a deep breath and put on her helmet. The sound of the buzz starts, and the world is slanted. She sent it to the first level of the Shadow Secret Realm as she was at the top, and the loud sound was still low in her ears, urging like a heartbeat. Xin Yan's ID is flashed in the friend list, and she sent an invitation. Sister Yan, are you online? Try Sister Yuding and form a team to explore the middle level. The guild is making trouble, so you have to be nervous. When the news came out, Xin Yan replied in seconds, come. Yuding is online too. She posted a message last night, saying that you have fragments of the artifact, and I am so envious. Wait for me to pull people. In the field, the team panel lights up. Lu Yuding's archer figure emerged from the door of light, and the light armor flashed in the green light. Girl, it's early. Xin Yan said, Ting's sealing the middle layer. They will eat exclusively for food, and I can't see it. As we walked, I will teach you how to surround it. Xin Yan's helping figure keep up, dancing with her staff, and a warm current covers the team. My mother has come. Xiaoqing, you are in front of me, I'm in logistics, Yuding's middle layer is output. I heard that there are mines on the middle layer, and digging crystals can strengthen the installation and fight to fly. The three of them walked forward shoulder to shoulder. The first floor was like the backyard of their homes, with a clear head, and a quick walk on the ground, and a stomping on the wind and swaying on the willow leaves. The air is filled with the scent of moist stones, and the green light of the vines on the wall casts a long shadow, making people feel like they are diving into an underground river. Lu Yuding walked around and chatted. Tingfeng's seal uses the shadow lock, which is a high-level prop that can twist the entrance of the space. But they only block the main road, and the cracks and leak the net. The question is, who can find it? She glanced at Xiaoqing, with her eyes entertained. Xiaoqing smiled, without holding her golden finger, and just said, try your luck. Her heart was overwhelmed. From now on, she always followed others' guidance, like last night's escape. Now, with vision, she wanted to take the initiative. The golden finger lit up, and a hidden wire strip was added to the east wall. Secret crack, traverses the seal and leads to the middle-level mine area. Danger, medium and low. She stopped and pointed to the inconspicuous stone teacher. This. It looks ordinary, but it feels fashionable to touch. Sister Yan, add a road exploring shield. Sister Yuding, prepare arrows. Xin Yan blinked. You are so wise, you're so amazing. On the shield. The green light flashed, and the team HP appeared on the shield, like an invisible raindrop. Lu Yuding pulled the bow and tried to find out. Okay, I'll hear you. Xiaoqing, you'll decide. They slid into the cracks, as narrow as a mouse hole, and the stone wall scratched the armor, making rustling sounds, and the dusty noses made Xiaoqing cough twice. Vision automatic marking path, 20 meters ahead, landslide area, go left to avoid it. Xiaoqing said with a low voice, turn left, lower your head. There is a landslide. The three of them entered, and sure enough, the stone block on the right side fell down, the soil flying, and the brink of danger was growing. Xin Yan gasped, luckily I heard you, otherwise I would have buried you. The cracks are as bright as the light. The middle-level mine area opens before your eyes, a vast underground cave, with night pearls embedded in the top of the sky, emitting soft blue light, illuminating countless crystalline ducts, like a silver snake plate lying on the rock wall. The air is clear and has the metallic smell of minerals. When you step on the shattered crystals, it will feel crispy, like stepping on glass residue. Rare minerals. Vision mark flash, phantom crystal mineral, high purity crystal, can enhance magical artifact. Estimated production, 500 units. Lu Yuting was shocked. This, after the main road is closed, no one has come. Xiaoqing, how did you know? Xiaoqing felt warm in her heart, and the leader's feeling was like a clear wind blowing her face. Guess. Take it quickly, the guild may come after you. Team division of labor. Xiaoqing used a short sword to pry the mine, and cut crystals on the upper half of the phantom blade as if cut tofu, and the fragments fell to the ground, and the blue light was flashed. Xinyan's staff was placed on the ground, summoning vines to help dig, greening the rock walls, pulling out large mines, double the efficiency. Lu Yuting warned the surroundings. Arrows were swept with sporadic minerals, those monsters like armored claws. Their shells were as hard as iron, buzzing and dancing, and their bites were as painful as pricks. She shot an arrow and said, I mean. Xiaoqing, this mineral will increase us. Your fragments will first be strengthened and become a complete artifact. While taking the initiative, Xiaoqing's heart turned around. In the past, she was a follower and listened to Lu Yuting. Now, she assigned tasks. Sister Yan, dig the main vein in the middle first, and the crystal stone is pure. Sister Yuting, shoots the far-flung gang, don't let them be called reinforcements. The sound was calm and no longer hesitated. Xinyan smiled and said, Captain style. I'll hear you. Lu Yuting pointed, no, from relying on to team, you will grow faster. Xiaoqing had a slightly red face and thought to herself, yes, I'm not responsible, I can lead and make everyone stronger. The crystal stones are piled up like mountains. The system prompts the response, collection of magic crystals, team resources plus 300. They retreated to the security zone and began to strengthen. Xiaoqing's phantom blade fuses crystal, the upper and lower halves automatically scatter. Last night's fragments buzz, the blade body is pulled into a double-blade sword, the surface is full of phantom patterns, and the touch is like holding a flowing galaxy. Attribute increase, attack plus 300%, phantom is upgraded to multiple clones, and the duration of the duration is doubled. Xinyan's staff was embedded with crystal stone, and the amount of milk increased by 20%, and the vine skills ranged. Lu Yuting's bow and arrow enchantment, the arrow speed is as fast as a flash, and its penetration power is doubled. The team's collective strength has increased, and there seems to be current in the air, and everyone's eyes are lit up. It feels good. It feels like you have upgraded the whole set of equipment. Xinyan tried her hand with a stick, and the green light stormed out like a tide. Xiaoqing tried to slay the magic weapon, and a sword came out. 5 phantoms flew scattered, leaving a row of deep shatters on the rock wall, gravel flying, and the sound of the sound of the sound. Lu Yuting laughed, now, I'm going to fight Ting Feng, I'll win. The sound just fell, and the entrance to the cave was noisy. More than a dozen people from the Ting Feng Guild Association entered, and the leader was a heavy armored warrior with ID, Iron Arm Crazy. Xia Ting's little boss character, level 35, carrying a giant axe on his shoulder, the axe blade reflected blue light, and his footsteps were like thunder, which made the ground slight. Ha, I heard that a newcomer is slipping into the mine. Seeking death. Brothers, take the resources and kill them. The members of the guild bees, the archer pulls the strings, the wizard sings, the air is full of killing, and the fragrance of the mine is replaced by the fishy wind. Xiaoqing's heart was furious, and those mockings were like last night's echo, newcomer. You guys want to block them too? Come. She took a step forward and the leader's instinct surged. Sister Yan, the mistress in the control field. Sister Yuting, the archer is suppressed. I am the main attacker of the iron arm. The team pointed at the head, and the tacit understanding was like an arm-to-arm use. Xin Yan released the phantom fan's fog, and the fog spread to the cave, and the vision was blurred. The guild players cursed. Do you die, the fog? Lu Yuting took the arrow and rained down. The flash arrow penetrated the fog and shot 3 archers, and shouted, "Head, their equipment has been upgraded." The iron arm roared and snarled, the giant axe swept, the wind was like a knife, and the wind was clear and fast, and the wind was opened, killing the ghosts. The guild mocked, "Kai Bird still wants to take a team. Look at me slashing you with an axe." Xiaoqing sneered, the artifact was swept out, and the phantom exploded, the 5-sword shadow clones were stinging, the armor of the iron arm was shattered, and the blood strips fell 30%. The pain made him roar, "What kind of ghost weapon is this?" He fought back, and the axe blade rubbed against Xiaoqing's shoulder, which was burning and painful, but Xinyan's vines immediately narrowed, and the green rim tightened his legs, creaking like an iron hoop. "Change! Yuting, shoot at the weak." Xiaoqing shouted, determined in her heart, "I won't run away anymore, this is my battle." Lu Yuting's arrow locked the connection point of the axe handle, and a single arrow shot out, and the iron arm moved wildly as a slam. The sunny pierced his chest, and the multiple clones were like raining rain, which made him see it. The members of the guild collapsed and wanted to run away. They were immobilized by Xinyan's mist, and Lu Yuting put on a knife. He knelt wildly and stared at him, "You, how is this newcomer possible? Brother Xieting will not let you go." Xiaoqing blocked her throat, "Tell your boss that the hidden map is not your back garden." At the end of the battle, the system prompts the response, "Kill the Iron Arm Crazy Boss, team points plus 20,000. Drop, Seal Props Pill." Ranking update, Xiaoqing top 500 servers. The guild party escaped, leaving behind a piece of equipment fragments. Xinyan hugged Xiaoqing excitedly, "Cross big. Crushing them is so relieved." Lu Yuting patted her shoulders, "The leader is full of points, from the follower to the core, you have changed." Xiaoqing gasped, looking at the flashing score list, the turn in her heart was as solid as a mine, "I can lead the future after the end of the money." The blue light in the mine area seemed to be brighter, indicating that the guild's report was about to come. Xiaoqing took off her helmet, the air in the dormitory was as hot as a steamer, and the noise of the campus outside the window was coming. She rubbed her sun, and her brain was filled with the blue light from the mine area and the crazy screams of her iron arms. The phone keeps vibrating, and the system notification is like snowflakes flying, "All server announcement, players will kill Tingsher Xiao boss, ranking up to the top 500. The friend list exploded, and the first voice message from Xinyan popped up, "Girl, you are popular. The forum is full of videos of your reverse guild, and Tingfeng's face is green. Get online quickly, the guild is afraid it will be crazy." Xiaoqing was nervous. The top 500 meant that the global live broadcast rights were unblocked, and the real bonus was also high with the waters, at least she had settled the debt at her family. But the report from the Thunder Guild is like the cloud pressure. She clicked on the forum and was full of popularity, "The newcomer, the black horse, is sunny, the single gun, the horse fucks the iron arm crazy. Open." The review area is quarreling, some people admire it, and some people are so sour, Ting Feng's resources are being destroyed. Is Xieting a man out of his own way? Wait and see her being abused. Xiaoqing bit her lip, and a frightened heart, Xieting is the top 10 masters, a rich second generation, and spends money in the game like flowing water. She remembered her father's cough and clenched her fists. "What are you afraid of? This is my battle." Yu Yan pushed in, carrying 2 cups of milk tea in her hand, and the sweet caramel flavor spread out. "Xiqing, congratulations on the hot search. But I found something, the sequence number of the helmet. For a mysterious player, the Shadower, who missed 3 years ago. He specialized in the hidden connection module, saying that he could detect game depth data. Your golden finger is probably his possession. Be careful, Ting Feng might have been eyeing the helmet." Xiaoqing was stunned. The source of the golden finger was actually a missing expert. This secret is like a harem, arousing her more curious, but now is not the time to dig deeper. Xieting's challenge invitation has been posted, single choose competition. Do you dare to come, Kaifeng? Live broadcast around the world, let everyone see how you cry. Xiaoqing took a deep breath and replied, it's coming. She put on her helmet, and the buzzing sound began, and the world reappeared. Directly send the entrance to the competition venue, where is the Saint of Fantasy Yuan, a giant circular competition platform floating in the cloud, surrounded by crowds, and thousands of players projected into the venue, shouting like a tide. The air was filled with the buzzing smell of current and the storm of sweat. The sunlight illuminated the runes on the table from the clouds. The ground was as smooth as a mirror, reflecting the figure of the player. Global live broadcast is launched, and the system broadcasts, the top 500 black horses are clear vs the top 10 King Xiaoqing. Who will dominate the points? Xinyan and Lu Yuting were already waiting at the entrance. Xinyan took her hand and said, Xiqing, don't fight hard. Xiaoqing's fighting style is to suppress flow and install a full set of magical style. We breastfeed you off stage. Although the competition is forbidden to help, I will help you pursue the troops after the game. Lu Yuting passed a temporary buff prop and a flashing blue crystal, advanced skills, remember, the pain in the competition scene has risen to 80%, don't show off. The enemy is the key, pretend to be weak, draw him closer, and then use your artifact to fight back. Your vision is good, keep an eye on the weak. Xiaoqing was a little bit, and the fear in his heart melted into a flash of thought. She was the ridiculed bird, but now, facing the strong enemy, she wants to prove herself. The competition platform started, Xia Ting appeared, a tall warrior, ID, King of Ting, wearing heavy armor with thunder pattern, a huge bell in his hand, an arc of the surface jumped, and a crackling sound in the air. His face sneered in the projection, little girl, snatch my mine. Today's live broadcast teaches you how to be a human being. Viewers, please beware, how can the newcomer kneel? The audience was boiling and mocking, Cai Ting abuses the vegetables. Smash her in one go. Xiaoqing's sword figure came to the scene, holding the phantom blade in his hand, and the blade was shining invisibly. She took a deep breath and felt indifferent, fear? Of course I was afraid that his atmosphere was like a mountain pressure. But I have gold fingers and teams, this is not escape, it is the beginning of change. At the beginning of the competition, the system ended, and the thunder rushed in like thunder, the giant danced, the wind was like a wild wind falling on the leaves, the runes on the ground shattered, and the vibration spread to the bottom of the foot, making Xiaoqing's heart beat faster. She deliberately retreated, pretended to be panicked, and walked around, wow, so fast. Vision gold finger activated, and added thumbs up data, weakness detection, left shoulder armor contact, defense low 10%, attack condition, straight line pressure, side wing airless. Xia Ting laughed, and the shadow hit him, what garlic is installed? The bird is this level. The first shot wiped Xiaoqing's arms, and the pain felt like fire, and the HP dropped by 15%. The live broadcast screen was flooded, it's over, she wants to pass. Xiaoqing endured the pain, and her heart was afraid of turning into courage, I can't retreat, this is my reversal. She activated her storm, pretended to be on the skeleton, and swung to Xia Ting's foot, and gasped for a short time, don't kill me. Xia Ting arrogantly put on his back, leaned over and smashed it down, kneel. Just as the moment of falling, Xiaoqing's vision locked the weak point on his left shoulder, and the artifact phantom blade exploded, her side was avoiding, and the blade light flashed, and 5 phantom clones emerged, piercing into the accessor like a ghost. Puqi was connected, the 4 electric arcs were shattered, the heavy armor of Xia Ting broke, and the HP dropped by 25%. The pain made his face distorted, what? This is impossible. The audience exclaimed, and the live broadcast room exploded, reversed? Xiaoqing is cheating. Xia Ting roared, backhand hammer sweep, thunder and lightning wrapped around, and the smell of burning filled the air. Xiaoqing used the strength to jump back and activated the upgraded version of Phantom Slash. Multiple clones rained down like swords. She circled to the flank and her vision marked his attack blind spot, the joint of his right leg. Xia Ting chased the void, and Xiaoqing launched a series of attacks. Win step to close the distance, the first blade stabbed the leg, the second blade phantom clone hit the shoulder, and the third blade went straight for the throat. Every blow was aimed at the weak point, and the pain feedback was like a needle prick, but Xiaoqing gritted her teeth and her courage burned like fire. In the past, I was afraid of losing, now, I want to win and gain dignity. Xia Ting was retreating steadily, his heavy armor arcing around, and his HP remaining at 30%, damn little bitch. Where did you get this weapon? He released his ultimate move, Thunder Blast, the giant hammer hit the ground, the power grid spread, the arena trembled, and the audience screamed. Xiaoqing's heart tightened and fear flashed through her, but she remembered Lu Yuting's technique, using the environment to counterattack. She flashed to the edge of the stage with a quick step, attracting Xia Ting to chase after her. Then she turned around and slashed out the divine weapon, the phantom clone intercepted the power grid, the blade light tore through the lightning arc, and pierced the weak point of his chest armor. Xia Ting groaned, the giant hammer fell to the ground, and his HP was cleared. The system announced, Xiaoqing wins. Points plus 50,000, ranking jumps to the top 300. There was a dead silence in the whole place, and then cheers broke out, Dark Horse counterattack. Xia Ting was slapped in the face. The live broadcast barrages went crazy, Xiaoqing is awesome. From rookie to god of war. Xia Ting knelt down, and his face was livid in the projection, you wait, the guild will not let you go. Xiaoqing retracted her blade, and her heart transformed like a tide, the fear was gone, replaced by the flame of confidence. She is no longer a girl hiding in the shadows, but a warrior who can face powerful enemies. In the audience, Xinyan and Lu Yuting high-fived, well done. After the game, there was a huge crowd at the exit of the arena. The remnants of the Tingfeng guards were ambushing them. More than 20 people were outflanking them. The leader, ID, Kuai, waved his axe, Brother Xia Ting's revenge will be avenged today. Kill her and grab the artifact. The air was filled with murderous intent, and the axe blade reflected the sunlight, dazzling like a knife. Xiaoqing's heart sank. She won the one-on-one fight, but what about the group fight? Fear surged up again, but her courage supported her to draw the blade. Come on, let's go together. At this moment, Xinyan's figure flashed up, waving her staff, don't even think about it. Vine Network of Life. The green rope erupted like a tide, entangling the guild members, and the immobilizing effect made them struggle and creak. Lu Yuting followed up with a hail of arrows, and lightning arrows penetrated the crowd, disperse. Xiaoqing, retreat. The three of them retreated while fighting, with Xinyan's support acting as a backing, using milk to absorb the damage, and vines controlling the field to resolve the pursuit. Xiaoqing wields her blade to protect her, and her phantom slash sweeps the forwards. Her vision marks the escape route, secret passage through the side door, avoiding the main force. She shouted, follow me, this way. The guild cursed, don't run, bitch. But Xinyan's fog rose, the fog filled the air, her vision was blurred, and her pursuers collided into a ball. Lu Yuting taught while shooting, advanced skills, don't fight in group battles, use the terrain to divert the enemy. Next time, practice, predictive dodge, after the vision locks the weak point, move 0.5 seconds in advance. With this, your magic weapon is invincible. After escaping, the three of them were teleported to a safe area, a floating island surrounded by clouds and mist, and the gentle sound of wind was soothing. Xiaoqing gasped and patted Xinyan on the shoulder, thank you, Sister Yan. If it weren't for you, I would have been surrounded. Xinyan blinked, it's a team. From now on, our team is fixed, you will be the core, I will be the nurse, and Yuting will do the damage. Xia Ting was slapped in the face, and the guild was temporarily suspended, but deep down the trouble is still there. Lu Yuting nodded, yes, the secret of the helmet, the connection module he developed can read the hidden data of the game AI. Be careful, Ting Fengwei may team up with the black market to track the serial number. Xiaoqing's heart warmed, and the relationships between the characters were intertwined like vines. From being alone to relying on the team, she grew up and was no longer alone. The phone vibrated, and Yu Yan messaged, "Watched the live broadcast, he's so handsome. But there are rumors about the shadow hidden man. He was digging for the ultimate hidden boss before he disappeared. The helmet may be the key. Keep rushing, the first 300 bonuses will be paid, and your parents can breathe a sigh of relief." Xiaoqing smiled and looked at the sea of clouds, confident as wings. She was ready to face a bigger storm. The wind on the floating island seems to be whispering the next challenge. Xiaoqing stood on the edge of the floating island, the clouds roamed their ankles like cotton wool, and the voice was light and soft, like an unfinished war song. Xinyan and Lu Yuting leaned against the rock beside them, the staff and bows flashed with the light that was just strengthened, and the smell of nitrosing during the competition arena is still in the air. The three of them were gasping for breath, and Xiaoqing's golden fingers flashed slightly, adding a secret path, core of Shadow's secret realm, the heart of the Misty. Distance, 500 meters. Estimated bonus. Danger, extremely high. She took a deep breath and turned to her teammates. "Sisters, have you rested? The core of the Shadow secret realm is nowhere far away. There is a treasure in the creek that can make us fly. But I heard from Sister Yuting that the core area is a fog belt, and I get lost if I step wrong. Do you dare to rush it?" Xinyan blinked, and the staff blew, and the green light jumped on her fingertips. "Shut. Xiaoqing, you are the leader, my mother will be there." Just now, the wave of the skill field, Ting's slap and knocked the people home. Xia Ting probably exploded his lungs. "Go to the core area and dig the corners of their walls." Lu Yuting put away her bow, her eyes sharply as if she was like an arrow. "Yes, the core's mistful heart, it is the new year hidden in the map. It is reported by old players. There is a king-level badge hidden inside, which can permanently increase the profit. But the mist will distort the senses, the visual senses are all in a mess, and a single person will die in the 10 dead. Xiaoqing, your vision. Last time I was so amazing, this time I rely on you to lead the way." She patted Xiaoqing's shoulder, her language was full of trust. Xiaoqing felt warm. She was always the cabbage that followed her behind, and now she has become the core of everyone's eyes. "I have no choice but to be alone in my heart. I have a heavy responsibility, but it also makes me feel alive." She pointed. "Okay, I'm opening the way forward. Sister Yan, add shields at any time. Sister Yuting, beware of the back. Keep a 5-meter distance and don't get separated." The three of them walked down the floating island. With the blessing of the wind, their figures slid into the cloud like swallows. The wind blew from their ears, lying around the low and deep birds far away, like the earth breathing. After the delivery, they landed at the core entrance of the secret realm of Shadow, and a gray sea of fog opened in front of them. The ground was as smooth as mud. When you stepped on it, it made a sound. The air was as thick as it could produce water. The visual line was only 3 meters long, and there was a phantom flash, tree shadow? Or a monster? The golden finger is activated, and a translucent path appears in the fog. Missing heart, walk straight for 200 meters and avoid the phantom trap on the left side. Xiaoqing said with a low voice, "Let's go straight, don't look at the shadows next to you, they are fake." "Sister Yan, what do you think?" Xinyan followed behind her and held her staff tightly. "It's so weird that it's so buzzing in her ears, like a ghost blowing around her ears." "Xiaoqing, aren't you afraid?" Her voice was a little dirty, and the green shield illuminated slightly in the fog. Lu Yuting pulled the bow and warned, "I heard the sound of water. Is there a river ahead?" But the sight is completely white. Before the words finished, a phantom came, an illusion of giant wolf, whose claws condensed like fog, swept towards Lu Yuting. Xiaoqing's vision locks, phantom wolf, intangible, touching will make you lose your direction. She shouted, "Sister Yuting, don't move. That's a illusion, go right." Lu Yuting's instinct flashed to the side, the arrow shot into the sky, the wolf's shadow dissipated, but the fog became more heavy, and the team HP inexplicably dropped 1%, like an invisible pressure that pressed the brain. The crisis has been upgraded, and the deep sea of fog is coming and roaring, and the entire area is moving like a living creature. Xiaoqing felt dizzy, and the golden finger's vision began to blur, but suddenly, a golden light burst out from the center of the vision, and the system prompted, Gold Finger Upgrade Touch, unlock the hidden skill, Eye of the Secret Realm. Effect, predict the danger for 3 seconds, penetrate the environmental interference, and transform the surrounding elements into buff. Cooling, 5 minutes. Her vision was instantly clear, like a night-like lens, and the fog was no longer an obstacle, but a blue light mark. Missing heart, use the fog to hide your body and increase your potential by 50%. 50 meters ahead, the Baozong Guardian appeared. Sisters, please follow me. Xiaoqing said happily, activate the Eye of the Secret Realm, and rushed into the team like a pet that was heard. The body-hiding effect was activated, and the 3 figures merged into the white world, with no sound in their steps. The original crisis was transforming the advantage. She led her head forward and predicted a trap on the ground, rise your left foot and jump. The 3 of them slammed over the tip of the thorn and hissed coldly. Xinyan was shocked. Xiaoqing, this skill is amazing. The fog is no longer scary, as if wearing a shaped cloak. Lu Yuting shot an arrow and tried to explore the front. The prediction is accurate. I saw that the treasure is hidden, a crystal sacrificial fort. The core area is as bright as the heart of the mist appears, a floating crystal platform, with the surrounding mist spiraling like dragons. A golden badge lies in the center of the platform, with a crown pattern engraved on the surface, scattering the king's breath. The guardian appears, the king of fog, a giant condensed from fog, 5 meters high, with both arms dancing like a whip. The air is filled with a humid and cold fog, and each blow brings a storm and the platform shakes. Vision prediction, weakness, the core crystal core needs to be damaged in close proximity. Attack mode, range blast, 3 seconds pre-warning. Go! Xiaoqing shouted, and the eyes of the secret realm predicted the attack of the king of fog. She quickly opened her stairs, the phantom blade came out, and the 5 clones stabbed towards the crystal heart. The fog spirit king roared, and the fog blast exploded, but the prediction allowed the team to spread out in advance, and HP only dropped 5%. Xinyan's vines tied up and pulled the giant arm, and the green snail pulled in the fog. Stop it. Xiaoqing, output. Lu Yuting's arrows rained down, and the flash arrow locked the centerpiece. Break defense. The 3 of them cooperated like clouds and flowing water. The fog buff made them speed bonus. The fog king acted as a fog, and the HP bar fell violently. Xiaoqing felt a sense of responsibility in her heart. She is not a hero of me, they believe me, and I have to protect everyone well. In the last hit, she thrust the core, the crystal shattered, and the fog king collapsed into a white fog. The system prompts the response, kill the fog king and get the king badge that is said to be hidden. Effect, get plus 100% points, and the global ranking is permanent buff. Points plus 100,000, ranking top 100. The badge is made of warm jade, and the warm current is injected into the body, and the sun is clear and the power is flooded. The team shouted, and Xinyan hugged her, the top 100. Xiaoqing, you are our pillar. From personal show to taking us flying, you are full of responsibility. Lu Yuting pointed, yes, you didn't expect it just now. We were lost. Growth is not just a solo, but a team. Xiaoqing smiled, and her heart was scattered like a fog. Yes, since before, I just wanted to prove myself, but now, I understand, responsibility is strength, which makes me stronger. The reassurance has not yet dissipated, and the crisis has arisen again. Vision Police, Tingfeng Guild's major invasion, 30 people, 100 meters away. Leader, thank you for your consent. The fog sea was surrounded by thunder, and the footsteps sounded like thunder. Xie Ting's voice was rumbling, we found them. Did that little bitch hold the badge? All of them are encircled, and there is no forgiveness. The guild master bees, Xiaoqing's heavy armor flashed, and the giant arc jumped. Afterwards, the method master chanted the fireball, and the archer prepared the rain. The air is more dense as the smoke is fog, and the fishy wind is swaying. Xiaoqing felt nervous, but the responsibility turned into a cold and calm, humid them. Using the fog, we are very proud. Sister Yan, the Vine website in the control field, Sister Yuding, the back row wizard, I will win the thanks. The team pointed at the head, the eyes of the secret realm predicted the guild road, and they dived into the fog and roamed to the side wings. The guild entered the core and Xiaoqing shouted, the badge is in the fort. Search. Just as they were scattering, Xinyan's vines exploded, green like a net, and 5 close killing battles were trapped, and they stood firm and creaked, let's get the shot. Lu Yuding's arrows were raining like storm, and the flash arrow shot through the fog and killed 3 wizards, shouting, head, ambush. Xiaoqing locked Xiaoqing's weakness, and his rapid pace started, and the phantom blade came out, 10 clones emerged, and the king's badge buff, attacked like thunder. Xiaoqing reacted quickly and the giant snatched it, but his clone stumbled behind and stabbed it in his left shoulder. Ah! You! He lost 20% of his HP, and the arc retaliated himself. The guild was in a mess, and the sun was like a ghost. It predicted that every wave of arrows would avoid, and the blades would kill 2 masters. The blood strips were cleared, and the dropping equipment would slam the ground. Xiaoqing roared his ultimate move, Thunder Network kills, and the internet was dispersed, but the eye of the secret realm was alerted for 3 seconds. The team retreated early, and the internet exploded, and the 3 members of the Backlash Guild, don't die, you can't see clearly in the fog. The killing was refreshingly, and the master fell down one after another. Xiaoqing blocked the throat and thanked the deputy. The system prompts, kill the master Tingxi's X5, team points plus 30,000. Xiaoqing's face was blue and he retreated with the slaughter party, retreat. There is a ghost in this fog. It's sunny, please wait for me. The guild fled, and the fog sea returned to its tranquility. The team gasped, and Xinyan laughed, crush. Xiaoqing, your eyes are too distorted. Lu Yuding wiped her bow, it's the top one, Ting Yi will not dare to come in the short term. But Xiaoqing will not be good at ease. Exit the game, take off your helmet, and the dormitory lights are dim and yellow. The phone vibrated, and Yu Yan's video call popped up, and her face was filled with excitement, Xiaoqing. The videos in the core area are flooding the screen, the badge of the king is booming, the first 100 prizes are worth the money, and my dad can change new medicine. But I dug up the deep layer cable of the helmet, the Shadowers module is not only visual, but also the deep fusion function, which can connect to game AI and unlock the ultimate hidden boss. But activation requires specific conditions, which is said to be the key left by the guild. Tincture may have a cable, be careful that they will become a reality. Xiaoqing's heart beat faster, and the secret was deeper like a fog, but the sense of responsibility made her determined, I'm not afraid of the team. The night wind blew outside the window, indicating that the AI call was coming soon. Xiaoqing opened the dormitory door, and the sun was as dazzling as a drama. The noise of the students on the campus was mixed with the sound of their mobile phones, making her brain buzzing. Last night's core area battle video was spread like a virus, and the entire server announcements flooded the screen, Xiaoqing's King Badge, ranking among the top 100. Tingfeng's defeat. The forum was very popular. Some people called her Hidden Map Queen, but she was more sour and mocked, the newcomer is very healthy and will be crushed by the alliance sooner or later. She rubbed her eyebrows, and the notice of the bonus was raised, it was enough for her father to change the new medicine, but the pressure was like a mountain of pressure. The feeling of isolation surged again, if one person has to handle this, what will happen next? The guild alliance targeted her, what should I do if I gunned her? Yu Yan returned from the library. The tablet screen in her hand was bright, with dense guild lists, it's so clear, it's bad. Ting Yi has brought 3 medium-sized guild alliances to tell you. He heard that Ting spent money to buy the Kill Death order, and the entire server will connect your ID. Awarded 10,000 gold coins. There are hundreds of people in the alliance, and they are blocking the entrance to the hidden map. Your golden fingers are in doubt and preparing a real-life report. Yu Yan's voice was quick, passing a cup of hot chocolate, sweet and fragrant nose, trying to relieve the tightness in the air. But I have good news, the helmet sequence unblocks the hidden diary. The notes left by the shadowers say that this module connects the brain nerves, and the hidden function is perception upgrade, not only detecting the entrance, but also previewing the enemy's wishes, like the sixth sense. Activating it requires the deep fusion event in the game, saying it is deep in the core. Xiaoqing's heart thumped, and the secret of the helmet turned around like a key, illuminating the mystery in her heart. She held the cup tightly and entered her palms with heat. Yan, thank you. The feeling of being isolated and helpless. It's so hard. But I can't retreat, my mother is still waiting. Yu Yan hugged her, and the soft hug dissolved the chilling of the chick. You are not alone, there are teammates in the game, and I am really there. Let's do it, I believe you. Xiaoqing clicked, put on his helmet, and the sound of the buzzing sound began. The world was tilted. When the visual field lights up, a new prompt appears, golden finger upgrade, detection multiple entrances. Unlock the perception module, connect to the brain hidden layer, and improve pre-reading ability by 20%. She felt that there was a light current in her brain, her senses were sensitive, and even the voice in the dormitory became clear. Sent to the core of the shadow secret realm, the fog continues to spread, but the view is like a high-definition lens, with multiple entrance markings, 3 branch lines, east side mines, west side phantom nest, north side deep fusion point. Xinyan and Lu Yuting were already waiting there. Xinyan's staff was covered with green light, and Lu Yuting's bowstring was slightly tilted. The air was filled with a damp scent, and the feet stepped on the gravel and made a slight sound, as if they were in a low-language crisis. Xiaoqing. You are on the line, and the forum is blown up. The Alliance's killing order has been released. Xia Ting led his own team to block the main entrance. What should I do? Xin Yan approached, her eyes filled with worry, and she was so energetic. Xiaoqing smiled and shared multiple entrance pictures with the team. Don't panic, I upgraded to the golden finger, the Shadowman's module, connecting the perceptual layer of the brain. Now we can detect hidden branches we have been wandering over. There are many people in the Alliance, but the terrain is complicated, so we are lying on the back. Lu Yuting pointed at the head, her eyes firmly. Good idea. Remember I was rebelling that year? A year ago, I was also new. People were blocked in the ruins by the Grand Duke, isolated and helpless, almost retreating. But I found a team and learned the group, not relying on it, but replenishing strength. Xiaoqing, you have changed from a single wolf to a leader, and it has changed. Let's fuck you, sister, and you are fucking you. Her words were like a warm current. Xiaoqing's inner isolation faded, and replaced by the group's belief, yes, I'm not carrying it, I'm leading everyone forward. The 3 of them penetrated into the western branch line, the phantom nest, a twisted cave, the walls reflected countless phantoms like mirrors, the air was urging, and there were whispers, like ghosts whispering in their ears. Vision marking the hidden points, the high ground is blocked by cliffs, and the mirror walls are used to reflect arrows, the nest is deep, the vine trap area. Xiaoqing pointed, Sister Yan, you are in the entrance control field, the vine blocks the road. Sister Yuting, the Highland snipers are in the back row, I am close to the front. I can preview their ideas by sensing the upgrade, and I am pre-warning in 3 seconds. Xin Yan held her hand tightly, and the soft voice relieved the pressure. Xiaoqing, don't show off. When the pressure is high, think about us, with me, you will be old forever. The group is not a weakness, it is our weapon. Xiaoqing felt hot, and the isolated haze scattered. Yes, the team made me calm and no longer afraid. The Alliance army was like a tide, with a size of 100 people, the first Xia Ting heavy armor flashing, the giant electric arc jumped, the surrounding wizards chanted fireballs, and the archers were preparing for rain. The sound of footsteps shakes the cave, the dust is covered with nose, and the air is like a fog is even more intense. That little bitch must be hidden in the core. The whole body is searched, kill it if it is found, and use the badge and artifact. Xiaoqing roared angrily, his voice was like thunder, and his face was blue. The top 100 ranking made him swing, and the arrogance of the rich second generation turned into a rage. The members of the alliance mocked each other. Newcomer Black Horse? Let's see how we chop her up. They headed straight to the main road, bewildered by multiple entrances, and divided into 3 groups. Xiaoqing Perception Upgrade Activation, the Brain Flashes Preview, 20 front men, 3 seconds to the west, with a straight line pressure on the picture. She shouted, "Come on. Hunting." Xin Yan's staff danced, and vines emerged from the ground, like a green giant net exploded, urging the 10 people in front of him. The solidification effect made them squeak and screamed, "Don't die, trap." Lu Yuting shot out from the high ground, the mirror reflected the arrows, and the flash arrows were like multiple phantoms, penetrated the back row wizard, the fireball chanted while singing, the 3 people's HP was cleared, and the crystal stone fell to the ground. Head, they have ambush. The conflict level was upgraded, and Xiaoqing brought the middle team to the ground. The huge hit the ground, the thunder network spread, and the electric arc was shaking the air and the middle burner smell spread. Xiaoqing's rapid wind opened, and he felt the side of his preview, left flash. She turned to the phantom blade, blessed by the king's badge, and 10 clones stinged Xiaoqing's heavy armor, and the contacts shattered, and HP dropped by 15%. Are you here again? Xiaoqing was furious, and the shadow smashed, and the wind was like a crazy wind. Xiaoqing used the mirror wall to reflect, and the figure stretched the phantom, and it slid to a thorny leg joint behind. The pain felt like fire, but the team tacitly resolved it. Xin Yan's green milk returned to HP, and the vine helped pull Xiaoqing to balance. Xiaoqing, stay calm. I'll control his legs. The archer in the back row of the alliance was arched by the rain, and the arrows were clamoring like bees, but Lu Yuting was under pressure from the high ground, and the reflection archery wall was blocked by Xiaoqing's perception of the warning and avoided. Low head, third right. She walked like a ghost, and the blade light killed 5 archers. The resources were exposed, advanced arrows, enhanced scrolls, and the system prompted the connection, kill the alliance member X10, team resource plus 5,000. Xiaoqing's roaring ultimate move, Thunderstorm, the internet plus rummaging fusion, the cave is shaken, and the gravel is flying and thrust is prickly like a thorn. The crisis has been upgraded, and the team's HP pressure has been reduced to 50%. Xiaoqing's inner belief is determined, group, this is our strength. She shouted, Sister Yan, mist plus vine, Yuting, shoot the core. Xin Yan let out the phantom fan, and the mist was distorted in the wild, and the vine network was upgraded to a prison, trapping 10 people around Xiaoqing. Lu Yuting's arrow rain locks the thunder network source head. Xiaoqing is heartbroken, and he penetrates with 1 arrow, and the arc backfires. His HP dropped by 30%, yelling, bastard. Alliance hearing, output with all his strength. The level conflict reached its climax, the fireballs of the Alliance wizard exploded, and the flames reflected the red cave, and the heat waves scattered. But Xiaoqing sensed the upgraded preview of the fireball track, scatter, hide from the left. The team used the mirror wall to reflect the fireball, and reversed back to the League camp, bombing 7 people, and shouting a mixed explosion, self-killing? Xiaoqing grabbed the air file and took Xiaoqing directly. The artifact's multiple clones were like rain, piercing the heavy armor and weak spots, and the blood bar was seen at the bottom. Xiaoqing knelt down and looked at her angrily, Xiaoqing. You are here to wait for me. The entire server guild alliance will announce the war. Before the final boss, I want you to die without a burial place. He retreated with the party, leaving behind a resource, god-level fragments, seal props, system announcement comment, Xiaoqing team will attack the alliance to suppress the alliance, with a score of plus 80,000. Ranked in the top 50. The cave was calm and peaceful, the resources were piled up like mountains, and the sun was breathing, and the inner heart was twisted like a tide. From isolation to group stability, this belief made her unable to have a future. Xinyan hugged her and resolved the pressure. Xiaoqing, damn. I was scared just now, but with you and we were squeezing, we were not afraid of any alliance. Lu Yuding wiped her bow and shared her past. I thought it was over when I was suppressed that year. But the group turned against everything. You are like me now, like I was at that time. Continue to dig out the secret of the helmet. The deep fusion point is on the north side, we will activate it. Xiaoqing Point, the entrance to the north side of the field, deep fusion, unveil the AI hidden. The perception upgrade made her feel that her brain was expanded, and the game world was more realistic. The three of them went to the north side, and there was an AI Loki language hidden in the fog, indicating a greater storm. Xiaoqing's propaganda was like a thunderbolt moving far away. Xiaoqing's head stepped into the entrance to the north side, and the fog was scattered like a living creature, and a metal-like scent was filled with the air, like a knife striking over the tip of the nose. The walls of the cave gradually become smooth as lenses, reflecting distorted images, making it difficult for people to tell which is the real body. The perception module after the upgrade of the Vision Gold Finger buzzed and added a three-dimensional map, the ultimate hidden area, the virtual deep penis. Deep fusion point, 150 meters ahead. Warning, AI interference has increased, and the enemy is being investigated. She felt nervous, and Xiaoqing's voice of the war was still ringing in her ears, like a thunderous warning sign, but the team's trust made her calm. Sisters, please follow. Perception tells me that this is the fusion point of the helmet's home, the Shadower. Don't touch the mirror wall, it will enlarge the illusion. Xinyan's staff was slightly green, and she approached Xiaoqing and said in a low voice, Xiaoqing, you are like your current person. It's really like a big sister. Just now, my legs were soft. If you hadn't read accurately, we would have been burned by the fireball. My mother's mission is to let you feel at ease. Her words dissolved the smoky sensation in the fog with a soft smile. Lu Yuding pulled her bow and her eyes were as bright as a horn. Yes, from mind to core, you have learned from us to teach us the way. When you are isolated, you must have never thought of being able to take a team to reverse the alliance, right? Continue, my sister's arrow will always be back. Xiaoqing smiled, and her heart was filled with warmth. From then on, she always felt that she was a drag bottle. Now, the weight of this leader is like wearing hidden armor, which makes her stand up even more stable even if she can't straighten her waist. As the passage was as close as it was, a whirlwind door appeared. There was a purity of no edges inside. The stars were floating in it, and the air was as bright as a prick of the skin, and a low buzzing bird spread far away, like the universe breathing. Vision mark flash, deep fusion activation, connect to AI hidden layers. Try to enter, a guardian of the virtual space. Xiaoqing took a deep breath and pushed the door open, in. After the fusion, the golden finger will be stronger. Our points are directly above the top 20. The three of them entered, their figures were swallowed by the whirlpool. The world was slanted into a vast area. There was no place under the feet, and there was only a floating platform. The wind blew from all directions, jagging with the sound of electromagnetic sting. In the deep center, the Guardian appears, the Guardian of the empty space, a giant humanoid composed of star fragments, 10 meters high, and his arms twist the space like a black hole. His eyes are two purple vortexes. When staring, people feel that their souls are being sucked. Its sound is like a thunderbolt, the incoming, the fusion key. There is also the field analysis mode automatically starts, and the data flow is like a waterfall. Add, boss mode, 3 stages. The first stage, space distortion, and attacks are sent at any time. Weaknesses, core fragments, the badge of the king needs to be used to break the defense. The second stage, black hole swallows, sucking and pulling a range of 50 meters. The third stage, star explosion, AoE in the whole field. Preview, develop within 3 seconds of the first hit. Xiaoqing's heartbeat accelerated, and the pressure of this medium-sized boss was as urged as a mountain to press the top, but she was very terrified and shouted, "Mode analysis." The first stage, space delivery, Sister Yan, the vine locks the platform edge, anti-slip, Sister Yuding, the arrow locks the broken arm, I mainly attack the core. The badge buff is fully opened, breaking its defense. The battle exploded, and the guardian of the virtual space slammed his arm, the space twisted into cracks, the platform shattered, and the gravel hit him like a rock. Xiaoqing activates the rapid pace, the shadow stretches and avoids it, and senses the pre-reading crack ridge, left flash, the crack is coming. Xinyan's staff swept wildly, and the green vines exploded from the edge of the platform like a giant net, slamming the ankles of the three people, stabbing their bodies, and the green milk is as high as a rainy basin, on the shield. Xiaoqing, slamming. Lu Yuding's bowstring exploded, the flash arrow shot towards her arm, and the fragments shattered, but the boss was indifferent, the black hole arm opened, and the suction was pulled like a tide. Xiaoqing felt the front of her body, and the HP dropped by 10%, and the pain felt like a vacuum tearing her skin. Now! Xiaoqing roared in her heart, the badge of the king was activated, and the golden light burst out from her chest, and the waves of the elbow spread like a light ring, directly hitting the boss core fragment. Visual display, successfully broken defense, default -80%, exposing weakness for 3 seconds. The guard roared, and the vortexed eyes flashed with anger. Impossible, badge. The team understood as a tacit understanding, as if the heartbeat was synchronized, and the sunny and rapid step straight into the core. The phantom blade was emerging, and 10 clones were wrapped in golden light, like rain, penetrated fragments. Lu Yuding's arrows followed, penetrated the weak and exploded star chips, Xinyan's vines helped to get closer, and green strangled the boss's arms, strengthening the heart. It will be killed with a refreshing blow, the core shattered, and the boss collapsed in the first stage. The system prompts the response, kill the guardian of the air and get the ultimate skill, back to the light of the reverse rotation. Effect, 10 seconds of the counter-turning game, restore the team HP 50%, and the anti-attack party's damage is 200%. Score plus 150,000, ranking top 20. Skills are injected into the body, like light flowing into the veins, and the sun slowly feels the power surging, and the inner sense of accomplishment is like a tide, from chasing the followers to the leader. At this moment, I am not avoiding my fate, but shaping it. The team gasped, and Xinyan hugged her excitedly. Xiqing, your magical penis. That breaking defense will make you a simple teaching and understanding. My vines are following your rhythm. Lu Yuding wiped her sweat and smiled, the top 20 is here, the black horse becomes the king. Your growth, let us fly with you. Xiaoqing pointed at her head, and her vision scans were clear. Fusion is completed, the helmet connects to AI, unlocking the ultimate hidden boss thread. She was about to share, and the masterpiece of perception of the police, Bad Mind dives, Xiaoqing single-person mode, 10 meters away. The live broadcast is on, and the entire server is on the battle. Outside the vortex, Xiaoqing's figure emerged, with a heavy armored arc flashing, and the giant pointed directly at Xiaoqing. Prince. The badge and skills are mine. He actually shot into the horse with a single gun, his face twisted like a ghost, and the global live broadcast screens were flooded. Xiaoqing's revenge? Top 10 versus top 20, time to abuse food. The audience projected the audience and mocked the sound of the sound Rulong. Xiqing is over, I will pick the king. Xiaoqing's heart was furious, from the team to the single choice. This was her proof moment. Xiqing, your guild alliance can't even be suppressed, and you still want to kill it? Come on, the live broadcast will let the whole world see how you kneel. Xin Yan and Lu Yuding retreated. Xiqing, be careful. Let's guard the door. The single choice burst, the huge thunder hit, the thunderstorm was heated, the internet was dissipated, and the air burnt smell was suffocating. Xiaoqing perceived upgrade for 3 seconds, side flash. She quickly pulled the distance, and the light of the reverse rotation was about to be developed. Xiaoqing sneered, open the field. Let me press it. The shadows kept hitting, the wind was like a knife, Xiaoqing's HP dropped 20%, and the pain was like an electric shock, but she turned her backhanded phantom blade, and her clone stumbled behind her shoulders. Your weakness has been locked long ago. The live broadcast screen reversed, Xiaoqing's counterattack. Awesome! Xiaoqing roared his big move, the Thunder Network plus rummaging fusion. The vortex was deeply shocked, and the star chips were flying. At the moment of crisis, Xiaoqing activates the light of reversal, and the golden and white light explodes. The team buff is single, but the reversal is reversed, HP rebounds by 50%, the Thunder Network counterattacks 200%, the electric arc directly ate Thunder, and the heavy armor shatters, his HP drops by 40%, roaring, what kind of ghost skill is this? Xiaoqing takes advantage of the journey, and the blade light pricks the weak point, and he marks his attack blind area. From mine to now, do you always want to step on me? Today, hit the face all over the world. The last hit, the artifact sealed the throat. Xiaoqing knelt down, and his face turned pale in the projection. You cannot. The system declared, single challenge Xiaoqing, score plus 50,000, ranking the top 15. Live broadcast of the entire server, Xiaoqing is over. The audience shouted and exploded, the face king. Ting Feng sweeps egg. Xiaoqing retreated in shame, the live broadcast ended, and the screen was filled with Queen Qing. Xiaoqing gasped, and felt a sense of accomplishment in her heart. The leader is not an order, it is to protect everyone in crisis and let them see hope. Xin Yan and Lu Yuding rushed up and laughed, I'm just picking. In the first 15th, the prize money has bought a house. Lu Yuding said, but Xiaoqing won't give up, and the ultimate boss thread unlocked, the deep secret of AI, the property left by the Shadower. Be careful of the guild's rebellion. Exit the game, take off your helmet, and the dormitory clock points to the late night. The phone vibrated, and Yu Yan's video chat popped up. Her eyes were bright and the background was a table full of notes. Xiaoqing. I watched the live broadcast, thank Ting for that moment, the light of the reverse turn exploded. But I knew that the helmet was the prototype of the Shadower's missing artifact. He developed it 3 years ago. The AI fusion device connects the brain and the game core, and can change the rules. But activate the ultimate function, the key of the ultimate boss is required. Ting shirt may have a thread, and they are buying goods in the black market. Dad has called, and the bonus has made them happy. You have really changed. Xiaoqing smiled and looked at the starry sky outside the window. Achievement is like light, illuminating the road ahead. But the deep and clean buzz seemed to be calling for a bigger experiment. Xiaoqing took off her helmet, the air in the dormitory was as hot as a steamer, and the campus lights outside the window were fire points, like the floating island in the game. She rubbed her son's vagina, and her brain was filled with the deep buzzing birds and the roar of Xiaoqing. The mobile phone was shaking like rain, and the system notifications piled up into a mountain. Automatic announcement of the entire server, Xiaoqing single challenged the top 10, ranking above the top 15. The bonus sounded like a ding-double sound that made her home turn over, but the forum was hot like a tide. The black horse is sunny. Is Tingsan going to die? Yu Yan's video call popped up, her face was red and slapped, the background was the video of her father, Xiaoqing. Dad watched the live broadcast and was so excited that he said you were like little Superman. The AI fusion device of the headset. A hacker revealed in the forum that it not only connects to the brain, but also reads the core data of the game and writes local rules. But activation requires the core key that the ultimate boss drops. Beware, Xiaoqing's alliance collapses, and they are paying your headset sequence number in the black market. Xiaoqing felt nervous, and the sleepy image of the old dream. When she was a child, her father's medicine was as expensive as a mountain, and she always felt that her life was like a second-hand helmet, and she had no power to break. But now, the rankings of the top 15 made her feel like she was holding the direction plate in her hand. It was no longer about stinging to survive, but about controlling the carriage. She took a deep breath and replied to Yen, "Thank you, Yen. I know what to do." Put on her helmet, the buzzing sound began, and the world reappeared. She sent it directly to the floating point of the secret realm of shadow. Xin Yan and Lu Yuting were waiting there, clouds roaming, and the platform was as light as the heartbeat. Xiaoqing. The single video is so exciting. Xiaoqing's face is as green as a frog. Xin Yan snatched over and hugged her arm. The soft and glutinous voice was filled with admiration. From the vegetarian birds in the novice village to the current queen, you have brought us too high. I swear, loyalty will be determined to follow you. My mother's life will give you a knife. Her eyes were shiny, and her staff was green and flashing, as if she was swearing allegiance. Lu Yuting put down her bow and patted Xiaoqing's shoulder. Girl, you have grown up like this. Sister is in a state of consolation. From a mineral follower to the current leader, I will serve as the deputy to help you manage the war. Is the team officially established? The top 15 risks will attract allies and attract bees and butterflies. As she was sunny, her heart was warm. From then on, she was afraid that the team would be burdened, and she always wanted to bear the trapped shackles alone. Now, this trust is like wings, which makes her dare to fly higher. Okay, set up the Shadow Alliance. Sister Yan, you are responsible for logistics and assistance. Sister Yuting, the deputy, is responsible for the battle plan. Recruiting people first, posting on the forum, recruiting explorers. The condition is loyal, not guilds. She opened the system panel, the interface of the establishment of the guild light illuminated, and the ID, Shadow Alliance, was successfully registered. The logo was golden light, symbolizing her vision. As soon as the news came out, the application was to fly like snowflakes, a well-informed archer, an invisible assassin, and even a swordsman named Shang Blade, with ID display level 32 and special competition. The golden finger of the vision is buzzing, and the upgraded perception module expands deep-level map, secret realm of shadows full picture unlock, deep-level structure, external ring map, conquered, central ring mineral, resource point, inner ring deep cleansing, fused zone, core void, definite boss prepared. Hidden channel. The southeast fracture leads to the entrance to the global competition technology competition, and the estimated prize, base construction rights. Xiaoqing's eyes lit up and shared with the team. Sisters, look. The deep-level structure is fully opened. The southeast fracture directly to the large-scale competition, where there is a full server guild battle. I won the base function and establish hidden points. The power of the alliance will be expanded from here. Xin Yan clapped her hands happily. Too, it's amazing. Xiaoqing, your eyes are simply a cheater. Lu Yuting narrowed her eyes, but Xia Ting won't sit and watch. After the collapse of his alliance, the party pulled two medium-sized guilds, the Iron Blood Alliance and the Phantom Society, with a total of 200 people, and specialized in blocking the competition entrance. The power struggle has come, and we have the strategy to win. The three of them sneaked into the southeast rift with their newly recruited allies, exploration masters such as Wind Blade. The passage is narrow, the stone walls are as smooth as snakes, the pungent smell of sulfur is everywhere, and the noise of competitions is as loud as thunder. Xiaoqing leads the head, senses the pre-read enemy track, 50 meters ahead, the Iron Blood Alliance ambush, with a size of 20 people. Yuting, the plan. After Feng Blade takes the assassin, I will attack Xia Ting, Sister Yan, the whole team's milk shield. Lu Yuting clicks the head, and the deputy mode starts. I understand. Allies, listen to the team leader, strategy first, don't fight hard. Feng Blade lowers his voice. Sister Xiaoqing, listen to you for your single picking, admire you. I will follow you. The ambush point erupted, and members of the Iron Blood Alliance rushed like a pack of wolves. The leader Xia Ting's heavy armor flashed, and his hammer arc jumped. Xiaoqing. What about the first 15? Today the Alliance takes revenge and takes away your base authority. He shouted, archers rained down arrows, mage fireballs roared, and heat waves hit his face. Xiaoqing sneered, her vision focused on the weak point, disperse. Sister Yan, vine net. Xin Yan's staff waved, green ropes burst out like a wave, entangling the 10 forwards, their bodies creaked, and screams echoed, Damn, control the field. Lu Yuting's arrow rain suppressed the back row, the lightning arrow penetrated the mage, the wind blade brought the assassin around, the dagger stabbed the archer like a shadow, and the health bar was cleared continuously. Xia Ting personally charged at Xiaoqing, hammering him with shadows, and the wind was as heavy as a knife. Kneel down. However, with a pre-read of 3 seconds, Xiaoqing stepped out of the way with a quick wind step, and slashed out with a backhand phantom blade. 10 clones stabbed the seam of the heavy armor, and HP dropped by 25%. Your alliance, collapse. The team strategy crushed, the light of reversal was activated, the golden light rebounded from the thunder net, and the arc bit the members of the Iron Blood Alliance, killing 5 of them. Xia Ting's face was livid, and the remnants of the party fled. Retreat. This woman is evil. System prompt, defeat the Jagged Alliance ambush, plus 20,000 points. Feng Ren, the new ally, was excited. Sister Xiaoqing, your strategy is amazing. We are in alliance with Fingyanjian. The power struggle escalated, and Xia Ting refused to give up and launched 3 challenges. The first time in the middle of the rift, the invisible assassins of the Phantom Society made a sneak attack. However, Xiaoqing's perception was upgraded to pre-read the intention, and the team counterattacked the ambush. The triple attack of vines plus arrow rain plus blade light killed all the assassins. Xia Ting lost a thunder attribute amulet when he fled. The second time, they went straight to the entrance of the competition, and the heavy armor of the Iron Blood Alliance charged, but Lu Yuting's deputy made a layout and used the terrain to divert traffic. The wind blade blocked the flanks, Xiaoqing dominated the middle, the artifact clone was like a rain of swords, and Xia Ting retreated in embarrassment with 10% of his HP left. Impossible, my alliance. Third. This time, he pulled the remnant party to fight head-on, and all the Bao mages came forward, but Xinyan's loyalty was like a sea, and the green light resolved the AoE, and the team was crushed with 0 casualties. Xia Ting knelt down and admitted defeat. Xiaoqing, you won, the alliance is broken up. The announcement resounded throughout the server, the Tingfeng alliance collapsed, and the Shadow alliance rose. A large-scale competitive match begins, and a giant arena where guilds from all over the world gather is suspended in the clouds. Hundreds of thousands of projections are boiling in the audience, and the air buzzes with electricity and the smell of sweat. The Shadow Alliance faced off against the remaining Jagged plus Phantom Alliance. Although Nicholas Tse collapsed, he temporarily formed a team to take revenge. Xiaoqing stood in the center of the stage, scanning the entire field with her vision. Structure of the arena, 3-layer platform, the weak point is the central tower, use the badge resonance to break the tower. She shouted in a low voice, strategy execution. Yu Ting, the deputy directs the wing, Sister Yan, the full support, Feng Ren, the assassin sneaks into the base of the tower. I will mainly attack Xia Ting and unlock the base. Lu Yuting nodded, understood, Captain. The match broke out, and 200 opponents swarmed, with Nicholas Tse taking the lead. Last fight. Kill Xiaoqing. The arrows and fireballs were like a storm, but the team's strategy was like a precision machine. Xinyan's vine net blocked the middle, and the green rope tightened the heavy armor, immobilizing the body. Lu Yuting's arrow wall suppressed the wings, reflecting the fireball and self-destructing the opponent's back row. The wind blade assassin circled the base of the tower, and the dagger cut off the supply line. Xiaoqing walked around with a swift wind step, the artifact phantom slashed at Xia Ting, and the clone pierced the weak point of the talisman. Your era is over. The light of reversal was a big move, and the thunder and fire counterattacked the 50 people who joined together, and the screams echoed on the table. The audience screamed, Shadow is crushing. The strategy is invincible. At the climax, the King Xiaoqing Badge Resonance Center tower exploded with golden light, the tower shattered, and the system announced, Shadow Hidden Alliance wins. Unlock base building features. Points plus 100,000, ranking firmly in the top 10. The whole audience cheered, and Xia Ting sat down. It collapsed completely. Xiaoqing gasped, and her heart changed like a light explosion, from struggling in poverty to now controlling the overall situation. This is not luck, it is me who has grasped the reins of fate." The smiling faces of her parents appeared. She was no longer the powerless girl, but a queen. The construction of the base started, and the vision was guided to the hidden area of the secret realm of shadows, where a floating fortress emerged, towers stood tall, resource warehouses flashed, and defense arrays were automatically deployed. The team expanded, and new allies came closer. "Captain Xiaoqing, this stronghold is awesome. We are guarding the home." Xinyan expressed her loyalty. "I will always be with you." Deputy Lu Yuting smiled. "The top 10 are stable, but the secret of the helmet." Just when the fortress is stable, the visual golden finger flashes a new prompt. AI fusion device is unlocked in depth. The rule rewriting function emerges. Local map rules can be reset, such as increasing resource output or blocking enemy passages. But it requires the ultimate boss core key to activate. Detection. Ting Feng's remnants sneaked into the black market and held key fragments. Xiaoqing's heart was shaken, and her helmet buzzed like a heartbeat. Rewrite the rules? This changes everything. But Nicholas Tsay's afterimage is still there, the power struggle is not over, and the call of the ultimate boss seems to be close at hand. The lights of the fortress illuminated the coming storm. Xiaoqing stood at the top of the floating fortress in the Shadow Alliance, and the night wind was like a war drum, and the clouds swelled up the lights of the fortress. There are towers, and the crystal stones in the resource warehouse are piled up like mountains. The newly recruited allies patrol the defense, the sword light of the wind blades, and the assassin's steps are silent. The air was filled with the smell of metal and fog, making her feel as if she was standing in the world. The top 10 rankings were stable, and her father's medical expenses were no longer worrying, but the buzzing bird from the golden fingers of Shiyi reminded her that the boss call was finally hidden. The core key fragment was hidden in the black market nest of Tingxi's dead party. Although Ting had a watch, the remaining waves of power struggle were still being curled. She took a deep breath and touched the edge of her helmet, and an unprecedented sense of determination came to her heart. From sleepy vegetable birds to the current queen, this journey was not a ferocious way, but I gritted my teeth and grabbed it. At the fortress plaza, Xinyan and Lu Yuting walked over, followed by core members such as Feng Blade. Xinyan's staff was lightly swept, and the green light was like spring rain. Xiaoqing, team leader. The black market information was confirmed. Xia Ting hid in the wasteland and abandoned the main city, and the key fragments were in his hands. But he was crazy and vowed to destroy your helmet. Heard that he bought hacker props and pointed at the second-hand serial number. Lu Yuting bent her bow and stringed slightly, with a sharp look on her eyes. Yes, the entrance to the boss is finally at the end of the purity of the purity. The Lord of the Purity, the incarnation of AI, the weakness is the core algorithm loophole, so she has to be modified with a fusion device. But first, his alliance collapsed, and the dog jumped into the wall in a hurry. It was Sunny and was about to order the assembly. The mobile phone was shocking in reality, the game helmet connected to the brain, and the warning was like a prick of the brain. The golden finger suddenly flashed red light, adding a tangible data stream. Virus invasion detection. Source, Tingfeng Black Market Hacker. Effect, insect vision module, strong disconnection, potentially realizing nerve damage. The helmet buzzes and plays, as if countless crawlers crawl in their brains, their vision is twisted, and the lights and fires in the fortress turn into bloody whirlpools. She stumbled and HP dropped 10% indirectly, and the pain was like current. Do you die, virus? Thank you, you swear me. She was frightened in her heart. This is not a game, this is a real threat. Her helmet connects to her brain. What should I do if it is damaged? Dad's hope is completely destroyed. The team got fucked. Xian Yen rushed forward, and the staff green light tried to use the picture, but the system prompted, real interference, the help is invalid. Lu Yuting shouted, Xiqing, persist. This is a deep virus, which is a pin to the AI fusion device. The wind blade, blocking the fort and sending communication. Others, the defense is fully opened. Xiaoqing gritted her teeth, and the visual model was twisted, but the perception upgrade was like a life-saving straw. Preview the virus path, data invasion path, black market server helmet sequence brain hidden level. Counter window, isolation within 5 seconds. She felt ache in her head, and her heart was alone, can't fall. This is Xiaoqing's last try. If I retreat, what will the team do? Justice is not empty talk, but stand up now. Sister Yan, Sister Yuding, listen to me. Xiaoqing panted and activated the reverse light. Although the skill is a game, the fusion device allows it to penetrate the real world, and the golden light exploded from the field, and the antiviral data flowed. The helmet buzzed and turned into a low growl. She felt like there was a light in her brain breaking through the black lines, and the virus fragments were like smoke. Vision recovery, add reverse tracking, virus source lock, Tingxi's killing server. Opportunity for counterimage, use fusion device to modify and invade the guild system. The pleasure was like a current rushing, she shouted, reverse. Fusion, turn on the depth mode. The helmet sequence number was flashed, the AI data flowed like a river flowing back, her fingers knocked in the air, the vision turned into a console, and the data was like a rain basin. Lu Yuding's eyes lit up, Xiaoqing, you can do it. Remember the weakness of the boss I taught, the core of the Lord of the Void is algorithm circulation. When the virus invades, it will expose reboots. For example, the system of the anti-Xiaoqing uses the same logic, find his circulation weakness. Xiaoqing star, perceived upgrade pre-reading hacker firewall, weakness, backdoor password, Tingfeng Alliance old file. She was brave enough to burn in her heart. Since then, she was afraid of being ruthless and always wanted to keep her head low and avoid her. Now, this virus is like a mirror, illuminating her limits. The power of justice is not avenge, but protecting everything I cherish. With her fingers flying, the fusion adapted the data, she slid over the firewall and stabbed the core server directly. The projection of the black market nest appears in the vision. Xiaoqing sat in the darkroom, his heavy armor was wiped out, his face was as white as a ghost, holding the hacker's end in his hand, murmured, Xingqing, die. Your vision, I'm going to destroy it. But suddenly, the final red light worked, and the system collapsed and the sound of the sound, invade police. Tingfeng Guild data ejaculation. Xiaoqing sneered, and turned into a flood dam. She dug out a hidden file. Xiaoqing's darkness was exposed, buying and selling game props, controlling scores, and even real threatening the player's family chat records, uploading the entire number to the global live broadcast. The announcement of the entire server was exploded, urgent exposure, Tingfeng leader Xiaoqing's illegal violations, and the certificate was uploaded to review. Players are hoping that the system will collapse. The forum exploded in an instant, and the curtain was filled with tide. Xiaoqing is finished. By a hacker virus? Real crime. The global voices surged, Xiaoqing's ID shone brightly, and the system prompted the response, the countermeasures are successful, and the scores are locked in the top 5. Hope plus 50,000, unblock the head of the righteous guardian, and the team buff is fully opened. The fortress rushes everywhere, Feng Bian shouted, the team leader is so amazing. Tingfeng's darkness is exposed, he can't turn over. Xinyan hugged Xiaoqing, and the green milk quantitatively resolved the pain. Xiaoqing, you scared me to death. But your rebellious force is too good. The righteous force is so blind. Lu Yuding patted her shoulder, growing up, girl. She is afraid of being angry. Thank you, to the active reaction, this courage breaks through the limit. I also add the weakness of the Lord of the Void. It has 3 stages, the first stage is the space twisted, and you preview it with your vision, the second stage is the black hole swallows, the team vines plus arrow wall pulls, the third stage is the star explosion, the reverse light reflects, and hits the core algorithm. The fusion device can modify its rules, so that we can win. Just in the climax, the real mobile phone started to rise, and Yu Yan's video call popped up. Her background was a dormitory full of notes, with red eyes, Xiaoqing. The dark side of the scene was exposed, and I reposted the video, and the entire network was boiling. Xiaoqing was blocked by the system, and the police were actually involved. Are you okay? The virus was counter-reported, I monitored it next to me. The helmet diary shows that the fusion device of the influencer has a self-protection mechanism, which saved you just now. One life. But the key story comes. The entrance to the ultimate boss is not a single person. The team gathers more than 20 people to touch the AI test. The key fragments of the Tingxi's slaughter party are in Xiaoqing's private warehouse. I will send you a tag on the black market edge, guarding it loose, but there are traps. Dad, call me, say you, hero, and say you will let them see hope. Push it, but don't show off, we will always support you. Xiaoqing's heart warmed up, and his love story was like a light tower, illuminating the mist. The virus crisis has been resolved, and the dark side has been exposed, causing the Tingshirt to scatter, and the wind blade has already launched fragments. Captain, we are here. The team gathered and accelerated, with 18 new allies, and the fortress delivery lit up, pointing directly to the edge of the black market. Xiaoqing looked towards the direction of the deep and clear sky, and the ultimate map of the flash of the golden finger of the sighting golden finger, boss entrance activation countdown time, 24 hours. Warning, AI will simulate all past enemies, and Xiaoqing's shadow may still be there. The inner courage explodes like a peak. Righteousness is not the end, it is the beginning. I am no longer afraid of the dark side, because I have a team and a light. The lights in the floating castle reflect the final battle that is about to arrive, and the whispers of AI are hidden in the voice, calling for the collision of fate. Xiaoqing stood in front of the delivery camp of the floating fortress. The night wind shaved like a knife, and the lights of the fortress swayed in the clouds, reflecting the figures of 20 team members. The swordsmen with wind blades lined up in half a month, and the archers pulled the strings to be released. The assassin was surrounded by the tight smell of sweat and the clear fragrance of crystal stones. Xinyan's staff was slightly green, and she approached Xiaoqing and said in a low voice, Captain, 20 people are in full swing. The key fragments of the black market warehouse have been obtained, and Xiaoqing's killing party has been captured, and the net has not been leaked. The entrance to the deep clean air opens, and the low words of AI are becoming more and more interesting. Are you okay? After the virus wave, your vision is stable. Lu Yuding patted the bowstring, her eyes fixed. Girl, hold on. The Shadow Alliance has reached this point. It depends entirely on you. If you attack the King of Illusion, you will win the championship. The game rules will be written in your hands. The head is sunny, the heart beats like a drum, the golden fingers of the eyes are buzzing continuously, and the full picture of the deep and pure picture is added. End boss, the King of the Illusion. Entrance activation, try to get the best of the air and try to get 3 waves. The first wave, Phantom Army, simulating past enemies. The second wave, distorted rules, distorted environment. The third wave, killing AI, explosion of core algorithms. Weakness, fusion device is a co-fire, and the loophole is modified. She took a deep breath and a warm current surged in her heart. From the fall of the novice village to the current team champion, the friendship along the way is like a shield, making her no longer alone. Sisters, listen. The wind blade brings the assassin's clear wings. Yuding, the deputy finger is the archer and the hand is pressed. Sister Yan, the whole milk shield, I lead the core. The King of Illusion is the incarnation of AI, and Xiaoqing's shadow will appear. Don't panic, the vision will guide. Enforce. The team's voice sounded and sent the blue light to the depths of the sky, like a meteor. In the sky, a large crystal palace appeared. The stars around it swirled like whirlpools, the air was thrust into the bones, and the feet stepped on the light without a platform and emitted a low buzz, as if they were stepping on the heart. The palace gates suddenly opened, and the first wave of crisis broke out. The Phantom Army burst out, and the head was actually the projection of Xiaoqing, heavy armor flashing, giant electric arc jumping, and surrounding were the shadows of the Iron Blood Alliance and the Phantom Society. The archer and arrows were raining like storms, and the wizard fireballs were storms. Xiaoqing. Do you think the dark side is exposed and you win? This is an AI trial, I will always be your dream. Xiaoqing roared, his voice like thunder and storm in the palace. The internet was scattered, and the heat was swept. The team's shape is stable, and the preview of the archer is clear and clear, scattered. After the assassin rolls, the archer will rain backwards. The wind blade roars and leads people to the point of walking. The dagger pierces the phantom archer like a shadow, and the blood light bursts out, and the cry of the hunched arrow. Lu Yuting's arrow wall rose, the flash arrow reflected the fireball, and exploded a phantom magician, and the fragments fell to the ground. Xin Yan's staff was swept wildly, and the green vine net exploded like a tide. She stopped the legs projected by Xia Ting, and the green creaked. "Captain, control it. Keep up with the amount of milk." Xiaoqing quickly walked into the middle lane, the artifact phantom blade was out, and 10 clones stabbed Xia Ting at the weak point, heavy armor shattered, and HP dropped 30%. Your shadow, end. The phantom army collapsed, the first wave of clearing, the system prompted to raise, catch phantom army, points plus 50,000. Enter the second wave. The interior of the palace is twisted, the crystal wall creeps like a living creature, and the second wave of crisis emerges. The rules are illusory, and the environment is like a dream. The ground suddenly slanted into a cliff, and the stars turned into stone rain and hit the air, filled with burning smell. The wall reflected the weak illusion of the team. Xiaoqing saw that she was still a novice village vegetable bird, and was ridiculed and fell down. Her heart swayed, and her feet stumbled. "Do you die? Is this the inner demon?" She gritted her teeth, looked at the golden fingers of Yi Ye's fingers to stabilize, and added real paths, "Don't believe in illusions." The wind blade, the assassin seals the stone path. Yuting, the arrow wall is blowing the rain. Lu Yuting shouted, "Deputy man receives the order." The archer locks the core of the fragments and shoots them. The arrow rains like a net, the stone explodes into light chips, and the wind blade dagger cuts off the vines on the edge of the cliff. No, it is illusion vines. The environment turns into a sea of fire, the hot waves burn the skin, and HP collectively loses 15%. The crisis has been upgraded, and the phantom of thunder condensed again. This time, the fusion of the environment rules. The giant horn turned into a fire, smashing the ground and exploding a lava pool. The red light reflected the red palace. "Xiaoqing, your team is tiring. Look at me burning you." The lava came like a tide, and the team was in chaos. A new ally slid into the pool, calling the Chinese HP to see it. Xiaoqing's heart was tight, and friendship was like a fire point to ignite courage. "Sister Yan, vines pull people. Everyone, listen to the field, the wall on the left side is fake, pass through." Xin Yan's green light burst out, the vines pull back their allies like ropes, and the milk volume resolved the burning. "Xiaoqing, I believe you." The team broke through the illusion wall, the visual guide was perfect. Xiaoqing's magic weapon broke through the source of the fire, and the projection of the shady number dissipated. Impossible. "I am the king." The second wave broke, the environment recovered, the system prompts, the rules change, the illusion break, the points plus 80,000. The third wave, AI kills. In the core of the palace, a golden door of light opens, and the king of illusion appears, the ultimate incarnation of AI, a giant spirit composed of unlimited streams, 20 meters high, with a crown-shaped algorithm light ring. The body is like a spiral of a galaxy, the arms condense the rules and lock the chains, the buzzing birds in the air are like thousands of horns, and the pressure is like a collapse of the universe. The descendants of the fusion, the keys are also learned. Its voice sounds like the system broadcast, ruthless and huge. Vision analysis exploded, 3-stage boss. Current, killing mode, locking the range attack, pre-read for 5 seconds. Weaknesses, crown core, fusion device modification requires team to co-head. Xiaoqing's brain flashed through the story of Yan, and the helmet buzzed and added drama, and a hidden diary appeared. The Shadower said, "Xiaoqing, you are my descendant. This fusion device is the original prototype of fantasy element. When I designed it, it hid your blood testimonials. Reveal the secret, you are the original game creator, son, and your helmet is your property. Use it to modify the rules and become the top king." She was stunned, and her heart was filled with tide. It turned out that I was not accidentally connected, but was determined. From the confusion of Kaifeng to the current transformation, this persistence and friendship have made me the king. Sisters, I am the descendant of the Shadower. The crown is the key, follow me with the throne. Xiaoqing shouted, sharing the weak points in his eyes, and the team was full of energy. The King of Illusion dances with the chains, and the first stage is absolutely killed, the chains are whip-pulled, the space is twisted, the team 3 were hit, the HP is 40%, and the pain is like a soul tearing apart. Xinyan green light tilts, stay milk. Xiaoqing, squeezing the crown. Lu Yuting arrows and rain locks the chain, and the wind blade assassin rolls his body and cuts, part hiding. Xiaoqing is in a hurry, and the artifact clone is blocking the chain, but the black hole in the second stage of the boss opens, and the suction is like a bottomless hole, pulling all the members, the palace shakes, and the star chips fly and thrust like a pin. Crisis Layer, Xiaoting's final phantom crawled out of the black hole, and his true body projected. He actually used black market props to invade the invasion test, his face twisted. Xiqing. Even if it is exposed, I will pull you into the water. Join the boss, you will destroy you. He helped the black hole, the Arc 8 team, and the wind blade fell to the ground, screaming and rebirth. Xiaoqing felt heartbroken as if she was in a dent, and friendship was like light. She saw, I can't let them believe me for nothing. The light of reverse rotation is activated. At the critical moment, she activated the ultimate skill, and the golden and white light exploded into the palace. The team's HP rose by 60%, the black hole rebounded by 200%, the data flow reversed the boss crown, the Xiaoting arc exploded, the heavy armor shattered, and the HP cleared. No. I've dropped. I finally dropped. He projected to kneel down, recognized the exit, the system blocked its ID, and forbidden the game forever. The climax is at the end of the battle, the third stage of the Roar of the King of Illusion. The star explosion is blowing, the whole scene is like the stars falling, the palace collapses, and the heat waves burn the air. Xiaoqing's vision guide perfectly, common bird. Fusion device, change the rules. The helmet blood tester is activated, her brain is talking to AI, data flow is injected into the crown, the team work together, Xinyan Vine locks the boss body, Lu Yuting's arrow wall blocks the star explosion, the wind blade assassin cuts the weak line, and the artifact phantom stabs the core directly. The crown shattered, shining brightly, the boss collapsed into rain, the system announced that it would affect the entire server, kill the King of Illusion, and explode the artifact, Yuan Crown. Effect, permanent constitutional hidden map, score plus 500,000, full server champion. Xiaoqing lifted the crown, and the touch was like the wheel of life, and the warm current was injected into her heart. Her inner energy changed like a crown and was crowned with a crown, from the ridiculed bird to the top king. This growth was not a night, but an accumulation of friendship and persistence. My father's sleepiness is over, the secret of the game is revealed. I, Lin Xiaoqing, wrote everything. The palace was filled with light flashes, and the team cried and hugged. Xinyan looked bright. Xiqing, you are our king. Lu Yuting smiled, the champion, girl. The truth of the helmet, descendants. Too strange. But the final flash of the golden finger of Shiyi, before the story is over, the real world changes will be about to begin. Xiaoqing looked deep and clear, with a new call in the voice, and the honor of the champions suggesting a bigger future. Xiaoqing's fingers touched the Yuan crown lightly. The metal-like touch was like warm morning light that swept into the palm of your hand. The surface of the crown was full of flowing patterns, buzzing slightly, like an ancient secret in a low voice. Under the raging light of the palace, star chips fell like snowflakes, and the air was filled with the burning electromagnetic smell and the fresh smoke after the sharpness. She took a deep breath and put the crown on the top of her head. In an instant, the golden fingers of the vision burst into a panoramic view, and the boundaries of the game world spread like a net, and the entrance to each hidden map was flashed with golden light. The system broadcasts the entire server and the sound is as loud as thunder. Players are crowned with the Yuan crown, and the score of the entire server is the king. Ranked first, and the bonus is unlocked, global power and rules are modified. The energy of the crown stormed into the brain like a tide, and the AI fusion device of the helmet was fully activated. Xiaoqing felt that she had become the center of the game. After a flash of heart, she recalled the ridicule of the novice village. At that time, she was like a lonely boat, trapped like a shackle, making her feel inferior so much that she dared not raise her head. But now, this crown is like a throne, allowing her to see the world directly. Change the rules, she murmured, and the options appear on the field panel. Open the hidden map, shared in the entire server. Finger lightly, the system confirms, hidden map unlock. All players can freely explore the secret realm of shadow, and the resources are distributed fairly, and the competition will no longer be damaged. The entire service screen exploded like a fire. Queen Xiaoqing. Opened. Everyone has a treasure from now on. Face all guilds. Outside the palace gate, the team of the Shadow Alliance was invaded, and allies such as Windblade were shouting, and the sword light flashed like a galaxy among the star chips. Xinyan's first snatched over, threw her staff around her, hugged Xiaoqing's arm, and her soft voice was crying, Xiqing. The champion is here, the king. You took us from the team to the alliance, from being chased to the throne. My mother is worth it. Her eyes were red, and the green light was still hanging on her fingertips, like a fire of friendship that never quenched. Lu Yuding put away her bow, patted Xiaoqing's shoulder, and laughed heartily. Girl, I haven't missed you. From the mineral bird to the changing rules, this growth makes me, the old bird, feel ashamed of it. The deputy will always hear you, the Shadow Alliance, never disperse. Feng Blade and the assassin came up and shouted, Captain is thousands of years old. Open the map, our base has become a sacred place. Xiaoqing smiled, her heart warmed up like the light of a crown, and her heart was filled with silence. From a girl with inferiority to a confident leader, this is not achieved overnight, but the persistence of every crisis and the support of every team. Being trapped once made me feel that the world is unfair, but my efforts and friendship have made me stand on the top. At this moment, a figure flashed around the palace, Xiaoting. His heavy armor was broken, his giant beard mopping the floor, and his face was as white as a dog. He knelt down and said, Xiqing, I've lost it. The dark side was exposed, the alliance collapsed, and I'm really finished. But you opened the map to let me see the possibility of fairness. Thank you, please join the Shadow Alliance, be your warrior, and be punished. The team was stunned and pulled out the sword, this guy. But Xiaoqing scanned the wild, Xiting's true meaning, repent, loyalty of 85%. She raised her eyebrows, get up, thank you. The shadow of the past turns into power. From now on, you are a member of the alliance, but remember, betrayal, the crown will be punished. Xiaoting stood up, his eyes firmly, thank you, Queen. I will prove it. The turn was like a scattered cloud, and the former rivals turned an ally, and the team called for a more reassuring one. Sent back to the floating fortress, and the banquet of honor begins. The lights and fires of the fortress plaza are brightly lit, and the crystals of the resource warehouse are piled into small hills. New allies are roasting virtual game, smelling smells of wine and laughing. Xiaoqing took off her helmet, and the lights in the dormitory were actually on the lit up. Yu Yan had already been waiting there, her mobile phone was connected to the video, and her father's face appeared on the screen. The bonus notice starts, Champion Award, 50 million real coins, come to the payment. Xiaoqing's eyes were damp and transferred to her father's medical accountant. Dad, Mom, the sleepiness is over. All new medicines and houses are arranged. The father coughed lightly, and the mother's eyes were bright. Qingqing, you are the king of the family. We are proud. Yu Yan hugged her and screamed excitedly, Xiaoqing. I have received the bonus, so I wanted to get a piece of the pie, please have a big meal. I knew you could do it the day you bought a second-hand helmet. I dug out all the secrets of the helmet, the Shadower is you, he is a member of the original game team, and the helmet is the thing for you. In fact, you are a legend now, the media follows you and visits, and your social status is tremendous. Xiaoqing smiled and pointed her head. Her heart was as bright as a crown. The shackles of inferiority were broken, and I was no longer the sacred student hiding in the dormitory, but the leader who influenced the world. Working hard is not a lonely climb, but a team and shoulders. Friendship is not a burden, but a wing, which makes me fly higher. The game exited, and it actually blended with virtuality. She looked out of the window and the lights in the fort seemed to be in front of her. The Shadow Alliance was released, and the hidden map was released. Players of the entire server thanked her ID for falling like rain. Xia Ting rebuilds order in the game, and the former enemy helps. My father's home has been changed into a new house, and Yu Yan has joined hands to plan the future together. Xiaoqing touched her helmet and said lightly, "Thank you, thank you. All of this is our legend." The night wind blows lightly, the world is peaceful, the road to the king is smooth and bright from here.